Hello and good evening.
How's it going, man?
I'm freezing, but I'm fine, thanks. How about you?
Not bad here. All right.
What's going on with my mobile?
Internet acting up or something?
Somehow my mobile is telling me all stuff from Facebook from 2 days ago. What the hell? What the hell? Get the vibration off. Thank you very much. If you keep doing that, stop the vibration. Are we live already? Oh,
Yeah.
damn, we are. Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
I make it live. No one's watching yet.
Okay.
I turn it on a little early so we have time for people to join us.
So live on both channels now. Host is active. I don't even know if someone comes watching from my channel. I just press the host button every time.
It was a rough week of Blood Bowl for me, man.
How's that?
I lost 2 games and had a draw on the other.
Oh.
Yeah, I got
Oh.
diced pretty hard. The
Sounds like
uh,
that,
the third
yeah.
game wasn't terrible, my draw, but the first like 6 turns were just ugh. Getting outbashed by pro elves when you're necro is awful.
Yeah,
I made up
yeah,
for it,
yeah.
in the second half, but and I would have won if his KO rolls weren't just miraculous. It's like I had 6 knockouts on his team, and
Wow.
he got without any babes. 4 of them got up, and I was just like, oh, man. And before that, he had 2, and they both got up. And before that, he had 2, and they both got up. And I'm just like, your average is ridiculous. It's like, come on.
Oh.
And then the last turn of the game, um, the second to last turn of the game for me, I hit him, knocked down the ball carrier, and it went into the outfield and jumped to a place that I couldn't recover from and make the winning touchdown.
Ah, that's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I got outbashed with my Bretonians from Skaven.
Mhm.
Pretty hard. But otherwise, I had an amazing Blood Bowl week. I won my Chaos Dwarfs. I won I won nearly every game I made this week. It was just a blast.
Are you gonna be doing the Nazi tournament?
I think so, yeah.
New teams though makes me sad.
I don't care, to be honest, because I don't like playing those Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah, well, my Underworld are really nice, and Mike has told me no on bringing the Underworld team to low sodium. So, set times for me. We'll just do Kimmery or something.
No, you don't, because I'm doing Camry.
Oh, for the 1 day tournament, you're gonna do
Yeah,
Kimmery?
yeah. No, I'm not sure. I think I'll do flings for the 1 day tournament because some people are mad at me for giving my flings a break in the season. So yeah, I think it's flings. Someone has to do the halflings, right?
I mean, I could do halflings. Halflings are fun.
They are the best by far. I love them. So I don't mind playing them, so I'm fine with that. By
Maybe
the
I'll
way,
just do
halflings.
goblins.
Mate, I got my I'm playing a halfling team in an open league,
Mm-hmm.
and I've played 3 matches. I won 2 times. I already have a tree with plus movement. I already got a sidestep and plus agility halfling.
Oh wow, nice.
Things are escalating quickly with that team. That's some awesome improvement.
Well, yeah, you now have a reliable tree.
Yeah, exactly. He's standing up every time when he's down. This is so amazing. I need piling on now again.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we have a few people now, so we can go ahead and get started. All right. So we'll be starting with Division A and B, and we're covering A and B, D, and E. So
Yay.
first, we're gonna look at Chiron's Academy versus the Stonefist Smashers. Um, Good MVP for Troll Slayer. He lost sadly 2-0. Uh,
To be fair, I wanted to watch that match. I haven't done it yet,
yeah.
but I still will watch that match because I'm really interested in that one. I mean,
Actually,
of course,
the
it won't
Stonefist
be.
Smashers are my minty, so I'm a little
Oh,
sad
nice,
he lost.
nice.
But I guess we'll have plenty to go over.
Dwarfs. This
Yeah.
is the worst, right? Giving Chaos Dwarfs a win because giving Chaos
Yeah.
Dwarfs this much
It's always a
XP.
little rough.
Yeah.
Oops. Wrong button. Wrong buttons. Wrong buttons everywhere. Alright, let's take a look at Chiron's Academy. He has levels. He leveled another Bull Centaur. Looks like he probably carried on that Bull Centaur. And he did take guard on the Chaos Dwarf blocker.
Oh yeah, 2 touchdowns on that one Bull Centaur. I just checked that one.
Yep. So that's I'm surprised that he carried on the Bull Centaur. Um,
Oh, I do this as well.
I do as
Oh, I
well,
did
but
this.
it's kind of dangerous with Troll Slayers and against something like dwarves. You
Oh,
know.
that's true. Oh yeah, yeah, that's completely true. But on the other hand, you got the movement, right?
Yeah. And the way I did it, I carried on a Hobgoblin, but in our practice match it was raining, so uh, yeah, not exactly a good way to teach how to mess with the Bull Centaur. So that's probably what got him mixed up. But yeah, pretty good development in all honesty. He's got another Chaos Dwarf blocker close to leveling. He has a leveled Bull Centaur, so he'll have two block Bull Centaurs. Um, he has enough to buy his 6 Chaos Dwarf blocker, so he should do that immediately.
Oh, I didn't even realize he started with only 5 of them.
Yeah, some people do
I
that, so they
wasn't
have
aware.
3 rerolls.
Yeah. I totally understand that.
Hmm.
Because if you're going for a bull carrier, you need those rerolls, right?
Yeah. And sadly, no levels on the Stonefist Smashers. Looks like one of his Longbeards died.
But
But
he's very
otherwise, he's
close.
close to leveling on two
Yes.
Longbeards and a Troll Slayer.
3.
So,
Sorry. Yeah. 2 Longbeards, sorry.
hmm,
That runner is 1 touchdown away.
yeah.
That's nice. And I guess he's going to do the touchdowns with his runners most of the time.
Usually you are. If you can, give
Exactly.
it to a blitzer, but
Yeah.
as dwarfs, it's not always plausible to get touchdowns on other things because they're so slow.
I mean, I even managed to do a touchdown with the Troll Slayer once.
I
It
think
was
he might have
amazing for
forgotten to buy an
SPP game, but
apothecary.
oh yeah,
He
oh
doesn't
yeah.
have an apothecary still, and he had enough. So, um,
Which is very sad because now he hasn't enough money for a long beard plus the
yeah.
Apo. Now he's down to the only
I
the
mean,
Apo.
a journeyman longbeard is no big deal, in all
Yeah,
honesty. Like,
that's right.
oh no, don't roll a double skull.
Yeah, that's right. Lona Longbeard is completely fine.
Yeah. But yeah, not much to say about the team. I'll have to look over the game myself in the future. Next, we have Blood, Sweat, and Beers versus the Grimlock's Crushers. Let's take a look and see how that game went. 9 armor breaks on both sides. The Norse won, 1-0.
Hey,
That's always nice.
I'm pro Norse. I'm sorry.
I like Norse. Norse are one of my favorite teams. Uh, yeah.
But good SPP game for both sides.
Well, someone leveled on.
Oh yeah, someone leveled.
Yeah, 7 on Tankard Ted, who's a lineman. So that's not bad. And Pilsner Pete got 3. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad game in all honesty. Let's take a look at Blood, Sweat, and Beers. Oh, you got a Berserker level.
Oh,
Nice. That's
yeah,
good.
which is very nice.
That's really good for him. Yeah.
Try to do the touchdowns with your berserkers and you'll be fine in the end because your berserkers are amazing
Yeah.
and they develop to monsters.
Tanker
Same
Ted,
goes for
if
the
he doesn't
wolves.
roll a doubles, you give him 30 player. And for Pilsner Pete, you give him Mighty Blow, and your team is looking really good at that
Exactly.
point. I'd buy a runner. I think you can afford one with 80k. I think that's how much they cost. That or 70k. So you can have
I
a
would do
movement
so.
7.
Yeah, I would do so as well. If you're fine with the number of positionals,
Mm-hmm.
if you're actually not fine with the number of positionals,
You can hold
but I
off,
would do this as well. Yeah, exactly.
but and try and get some touchdowns on like your berserkers, but
Yeah.
uh, there's literally um, no point. They're gonna get most of their SVP after their first level and grabbing Mighty Blow. They're just designated killers,
Yes.
basically. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty
Just.
good start to the team. 2 games in, 2 levels. You have another
Oh yeah.
lineman about to level. Um, you have 2 casts on, or 1 cast on each of your ulfs, so that's pretty good too. They're both
And no
MVP ready.
injuries yet.
Yeah.
This team is pretty solid for after 2 games. That's really solid after two
Yeah.
games.
Let's take a look at the Grimlock's Crushers. A skink with a mixed next game, otherwise no levels yet, but that's okay. You have 4 Saurus that are MVP
Wow.
leveling at
Wow.
MVP levels. So, um, Logan, this is completely normal for lizard teams. So you
No,
don't
it
have any
ain't.
levels yet, but you have 2 MVPs on Saurus already. That is fantastic.
And that's
Um,
the point which is not normal, in my opinion.
yeah.
This is
So
amazingly good.
if Chakax and Twaltits get a cast each in your next game, you have 2 block Saurus already. If one of your 2 SPP Saurus gets an MVP as well, then you have 3 leveled Saurus, and then your teams can very quickly become a lot more devastating to your opposition. Once you get block on your Saurus and get a good foundation, lizards are infinitely more scary than what they already are. Uh, you know, as the highest strength-based team in the game.
Give them block and you're good to go. That's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's tons of ways people build Saurus. You know, like in my opinion, there's no real super wrong way. I like to build a killer Saurus. Other people don't. Um, some people would like do a one block break tackle Saurus and the rest block guard. It all depends on what you want to do with lizards. But yeah,
I
that's an
actually go
excellent
for
start
only
with
3
lizards.
guards, but I guess, yeah, that's what you said. It's up to you what you
Hmm.
like, right?
I like my first source. Uh, all source take block first, no matter what. But I do try and
Yeah, yeah, of
get
course.
the first one at a second level. I do like to give it mighty blow.
Yep, same here.
But yeah,
Same here. But usually I develop 2 killers, sorry. I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure
do one
that's
or
the right
two
way, but
typically. I do one or two typically. The second one will come if I do decide to do it. Will come later. Like it'll be like a block guard mighty blow. But yeah, I'm one of the people that builds piling on Saurus, which not a lot of people do.
but that's the right way to do because
Yeah, and you go
yeah.
block, mighty blow, tackle, piling on.
Exactly. What else do you need, right?
Get some good. And if he levels again after that point, maybe grab Frenzy, you know?
Yes. Because frenzy is lovely
And then
and
Stanford.
yeah. This is even more lovely.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite Saurus. I don't really play Lizard anymore, though. So let's go ahead and go to the next team, the Latribu Braid versus Chino Pin Raiders. Alright, sounds good, Knack. Message me if you have any questions or want anything else further explained after you watch it. I'll have it uploaded to YouTube and it'll be on my Twitch. Alright. So 5 armor breaks for the Bretts and 13 armor breaks for the Chaos. So the Bretts still won 1-0 though. So let's take a
Yeah.
look.
I mean, obviously the Chaos team wasn't able to handle the
Not a
ball.
single cast.
12% ball possession is yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to pick up the ball, I guess.
Ooh, yeah, pickups. 3 success, 6 failure.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
I have a feeling it might have been raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. And he had to do a lot of handoffs as well, looks like.
Oh man, this is really sad. This is
Yeah.
really
He
sad.
tried he
This is like
succeeded 2
Camry.
passes though. Like, but yeah, that pickup rate
Yeah.
is Camry level. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's Camry level.
it's rough. Um yeah.
Wow, that SPP gain is quite good for both sides.
Yeah, the SPP gain is really good. Let's take a look
That's
at La
11.
Tribu Braid.
Yeah, 11 SPP for both teams. That's great.
Sadly, no levels yet for Sappho, but he has 2, one blitzer a touchdown away, and one blitzer a cast away from leveling. He's got a blocker that's 1 SPP, and a lineman 1 SPP away, and a blocker that's a touchdown away. So not bad in all honesty. You kind of wish after 2 games you had 1 level, but
Yes.
it's okay. You're spread out, but you have a lot of pieces available to get a level at any point. So
And
that's pretty
enough
good.
money to create a bench already.
I wouldn't buy a bench yet, personally. I
Oh,
would say
okay.
for the
I
team
would do
reroll.
that.
I would say for
Okay.
the third team reroll. You don't need rerolls as much on Bretonians, but the idea of taking leader is good. It's a lot more TV efficient. But in an internal league, I just take the third team roll. Like if nothing dies, and you have 140k, just buy the reroll. Then you don't have to worry about grabbing leader and wasting a skill up on one of your blitzers.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Chaos, who do have levels. They have a leveled Chaos Warrior, so that's real
Which
nice.
is really nice.
Yeah, that's good after 2 games, having one. And one that's just a
Oh
single
yeah.
cast away. Like, or a touchdown. And
Man,
then
this
he
is really good.
has... Yeah, this is
After
pretty
only
good
2 games.
progress. Like,
This is really good progress.
it's really important to get your Chaos Warriors leveled as fast as possible.
Exactly. And I remember someone from my college season who played Chaos on. That guy was so damn unlucky. He played like 4 or 5 games without a level up on his Chaos Warriors, and he lost his games because of that.
Yeah.
No progression in the team.
Yeah. It's sad. But yeah. You got two. You got a Beastman that's close to leveling. You have, yeah, 2 Beastman MVP ready. So there's a decent chance next game that you're going to have a leveled Beastman as well. So that's good. And maybe a leveled Chaos Warrior as well. If by your third game you have 2 Chaos Warriors leveled with block, and like one of your Beastmen leveled with Mighty Blow, you're in really good shape as Chaos.
Oh yes. And to be fair, even Billy Bling is with these two SP is quite SPP is quite good, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Even
definitely.
that.
Like MVP, or a touchdown and a cast, or
Exactly. And a
a
touchdown
vanity
and a cast is
pass,
manageable.
a
Yeah,
vanity
yeah,
pass and a touchdown, all very manageable.
exactly.
Like all you need to
That,
do is pick up the ball with Sweet Pea and throw it to someone, and he levels.
we shouldn't talk about him picking up the ball, I guess.
Yeah, that might trigger some bad memories.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the salt in the wound.
All right. I guess next will be the cool dudes versus I'm aware of touchdowns. Um, it was humans versus Necro.
I see bad MVPs. That's the first thing I see.
Yeah, a lineman and a zombie MVP. Rough. Very
Yeah.
rough. Um.
Wow.
Oh, this was Admund.
Uh, yeah, I think so too.
Well, there was no blocks done.
Exactly. Something's wrong here. This is
Yeah,
admin.
that's always said. It looks like they weren't able to schedule it in time, so it was an admin win.
Oh
Not a
yeah, I
concede though.
remember.
That's good.
Yeah, I remember that one. That they talked
Rib
about it.
Smasher.
I
Yeah.
think that were those guys who talked about it and said something like, "We aren't able to schedule our game
Yeah.
for whatever reason."
Um. Well, he
Wow.
still doesn't have any money. Like, buy an Apo, I guess. Um.
Of course. What else?
But after 2 weeks, only 50k.
Something's wrong here. Oh wait,
Like,
have you checked his stats? Did someone die in his team?
I don't think so.
Maybe he rebought someone.
Casualties sustained 1. No deaths sustained.
No, Hmm.
Yeah. Um. Maybe he did buy
I
someone,
mean,
or maybe he just rolled awful on winnings.
I just wanted to say you could roll double ones on the
Yeah.
on both games you like for the winnings, right?
Yeah.
Both game of one, and you're really screwed. I did this with my Norse in college. 30k after 2 games, nice income. I won those games, yeah.
Yeah. My north side I had an upstarts was like that. My Ulf died in the first game,
Ouch.
in TV
Ouch.
1000 upstarts, and I finally got the Ulf back in game 5. It's like, stop rolling ones. And I was winning, was the problem. Just 1 and 2s on my winnings. Nothing else died, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
So it's like, alright, going against
Oh man.
Rand, I have my second Ulf now. 0 SPP.
I mean, my Berserker died in game 3, and it took me 3 games to replace him. That was awful as well, but not that awful, I'd
Yeah,
say.
it took 4 games for me, basically.
It was
But
3
yeah,
for me. Yeah, it
the
was bad.
development isn't bad on the team.
I like the catcher
Yeah,
because it's just one pass away, and the catcher should that is manageable in the game, right?
yeah,
When
very
it's a
much
pass
so.
to the other
I'm
catcher.
still not a fan of the setup of this team, but hopefully he can get his 4th blitzer soon. But yeah,
To be
where's his
fair, I have no
MVP
idea
lineman?
about humans.
Did his SPP not register?
Oh, I think. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
that's the wrong. What?
I don't think his team registered.
I, I
The
think so
SPP.
too.
That might just be a visual bug, and we're not seeing the SPP. So his money probably hasn't updated yet, which is good to know.
Maybe the whole team hasn't updated yet.
Yeah. Well, let's take a
Maybe
look at I'm
there's
aware
some
of
admin work.
touchdowns.
Maybe there's
Um,
some admin work to do.
Sextus the Horrible. I think that was the one who got the MVP on him. Yeah, it's showing on the Necro team, but not the humans. That's odd. Well, yeah, his team isn't looking terrible. It's looking pretty bad though. He has 0 SPP on his wolf still. That's not good. Like I said
Oh
when we
yeah.
did the pre-cap, the fact that he's starting with 2 ghouls means is that his werewolves are never going to get SPP, and he's going to suffer in the short term and long term because of it. Because he has
Yeah.
no flesh golems. You're just relying on claw to get casts, which is not very reliable.
Yep.
And so basically, at this point, you're just hoping for werewolf MVPs or to carry on a werewolf and get your ghouls destroyed.
I really feel a bit sorry for that team development.
Yeah.
This is
I kind of wish
dang.
someone talked to him before the season started so he could have fixed
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But it was a little late when we did our pre-cap.
That's
So
true.
yeah, that's a little
Dang.
sad.
That's really. I mean, the MVP is nice, and obviously I did an MVP on the Blitzer in this first game, right? This is nice, but yeah.
Those flesh golems are so important. Um,
Oh yeah.
and he doesn't have them. But yeah, Silverback, if you do listen to this in the future, I am a Necro slash Dwarf coach. If you don't have a mentor, you feel free to PM me, CT Jester, and I can give you some tips. But otherwise, save up for your flesh golems. Very important.
Yes,
And you're going to
please
be
save up for
super
your flesh
bloaty
golems.
because you have ghouls. If your ghouls die, don't replace them. But yeah, let's go ahead and do the next one. Dedicated players versus the Silver Bay Ospreys. Um, 12 to 8 armor breaks. Um,
Dang, I'm
3
sorry, my
casts,
telephone was
1
ringing.
death
Be right back.
sustained. Okay. But yeah, 3 casts and 1 death sustained for the high elves is pretty rough. That's a bounty of SPP for undead, and not bad SPP for the Silver Bay Ospreys as well. Alright, let's take a look at the dedicated players. Alright. Leveled ghoul. Ooh, a strength white. That's nice. Oh man, living the dream. So jealous. Almost have a zombie level. Still no real SVP on the mummies. That'll fix itself naturally. MVP ready on a white. Yeah, the dedicated players are looking good for their team. It looks like you lost a zombie, but that's not a big deal at all. Be sure to say yes to hiring kill the players, because if you kill a player, you get a free zombie, and it'll go away if you don't accept it as part of your team for free, mind you, at the end of the game. Because it looks like you did that on accident.
I'm back, sorry.
Oh, no worries. We're just looking over dedicated players. He got a strength up white.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah, that's so good. He's
Oh, that's so good.
like
Oh, this is so good.
once that white levels again and gets mighty blow, it's a
Oh, God.
monster. It's a monster at
Yes.
that point.
Yes. Oh, Lord.
And it looks like he took that level, so I'm wondering what he took, what he got on the ghoul. So hopefully, it's
That's a
something
nice
spicy as
start.
well. Yeah, it can easily be done in one game, Kahuna.
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember to do the vanity pass with the zombie, because zombies can pass.
Yeah, but it's agility too. It's not. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
That's
Don't
bad
do
advice.
it.
But yeah, the other advice I said is it looks like he did get a kill, but he didn't accept the player as part of his team at the
Yes.
end of the game. New players might not know that, but any zombies that you get aren't automatically rostered on your team permanently. At the end of the game, it asks if you want them to join or not. So yeah,
Click yes, guys.
you have to click
Because
yes.
admin can't even bring them back. They are gone. If you
It'll
don't
say
click
their
yes.
price
Or
is 0. So that's all. You just
yes.
gotta make sure that you say yes to the one that has the price is 0.
Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Silver Bay Ospreys.
Oh, no worries, Kahuna. This was Moped Hooper advice, and Moped Hooper advice is always wrong because I'm a stunty coach. So don't listen to me. Don't do vanity passes with zombies.
Yeah.
Or do it if you're a bit crazy, but usually don't.
So yeah, this is not great development so far for some Warlock. He only has a lineman level, give it kick, so you can control where the ball goes. You really need to get some SPP on your thrower and 2 blitzers.
Yes.
They're all at 0 still, and your touchdowns should be on them. Your
That guy
blitzers more.
received quite a hard beating, right?
It's pretty safe to do vanity passes on your thrower.
Yes.
He has safe throw and pass. It is the best starting thrower in the game for a reason. Built-in reroll and everything, so good chances of nothing bad happening. But otherwise, yeah, you really need to get SPP on the blitzers, and get them leveled.
To be fair, I'm not sure if that's the correct thing to do, but I recently started exactly this team, and I do passes in every time I receive the ball, and the ball is deep. I always do a little passing game in my background just to gather some SPP. I'm not sure if that's correct, but
I do
against
that.
slow teams, I think that's pretty nice.
Like if you're going against dwarfs or something like that, you can just go to the back and wait 2-3 turns and just do 3 turns of vanity passing back and forth to each other and just rack up some SPP. If you're facing elf teams, it's pretty dangerous. Or Skaven. But otherwise, yeah. That's something that I do, personally. And yeah, so basically, lots of times what I would do is I'd put the thrower and the blitzer in the back. And then pick up with a blitzer, throw it to the thrower in the back. And then on the second turn, use the thrower, throw it to the blitzer, and then go back up and do your normal play.
Exactly.
And so that at that point, each one of them gets one SPP, and both of them
Yeah.
are MVP ready at that point.
Yeah.
And then if you ever do get the ball again, let's say you score, they score, and you get the ball again, you bring the thrower down and your other blitzer, and do the same thing.
Always do the passing game in
Yeah.
the background with your
I mean, once
with your
you
dual
have
BP guy.
proper development, it's not as important.
Of course.
Um, like let's say eventually you have a catcher and your catcher has 2 levels, both your blitzers have 2 levels, and your thrower is level twice. And, at that point, vanity pass on one of your linemen if they're like 1 SPP away from leveling, but otherwise it's not too important.
Yeah, true story. True story. That, yeah, of course. When my players are developed, then I don't care anymore about that. Just as you said, for a level up on alignment, for example, or for another level up,
Yeah.
which is 1 SPP away.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's go ahead and go to the week 3 and go over the matches that we have. Looks like we have Norse versus Chaos Dwarfs, Blood, Sweat, and Beers versus Chiron's Academy. Blood, Sweat, and Beers is not a bad looking team. They'll have Mighty Blow next. They're not going to be outstrengthed by the Dwarves, and they have block on just about everything.
They
The
still can
Yeti
have a
can do
hard
a lot
time.
of damage here because everything
Yeah,
is AV9. And you do have a
I
Mighty
think
Blow jump up.
I think the worst thing against dwarfs is against the chaos dwarfs is having frenzy. You know why? Because chaos dwarfs always stand in the way where frenzy is going to hurt you.
Yeah, well,
You
that's
really have
just
to look out for frenzy in that game.
control teams in general. But yeah,
Yeah,
I do agree. The frenzy might be a little dangerous, but I do think I'd like the Norse over the Chaos Dwarfs in this game. So
same here.
I think
Same here.
with a Mighty Blow and a Dirty Player, um, the Norse can do a lot of damage.
Give them dwarfs hell.
Yeah,
I'm on your side.
Norse are pretty fun.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it
Just
to
an
the
excellent
Norse.
one.
So next will be Stonefist Smashers versus La Tribu Braid. That's Dwarfs versus Bretonians. I would give it to the Dwarves. I
Oh,
I
I'm not.
think Dwarves are better than Bretts at low TV, and
This
the
is
Bretts can be
no
pretty
skills
easily
versus no
bullied
skills.
around. You have AV7 on the Brett side. So those linemen, I don't think are gonna last too long. They're probably gonna get a lot of stuns and knocked outs, maybe some casts. But yeah, I'd give it to the dwarfs on that one.
Sometimes those guys live forever. We all know that.
No,
But I'm on the Brett side here. Not sure about that.
yeah.
But they can outrun the dwarfs quite easily.
Mhm. We'll
I
have to
mean, bad
look over your
positioning
game,
on.
Shadow. Yeah, it looked like he carried on the bull centaur, which is what I wasn't able to show you in our practice match. So yeah, that's a little sad. It was raining in our game, so I couldn't show it to you. But yeah,
You
next
weren't
will
able to
be,
pick up the ball?
well, I used the hobgoblins because agility 2 is agility 1 in rain, and I didn't have sure hand. If you don't have sure hands on the bull centaur, it's worse than Kimmery at that point. Because
Exactly.
Kimmery have sure hands. But yeah, next is Grimlock's Crushers versus the Cool Dudes. Um,
That was humans
that's
versus
Lizardmen versus humans.
humans. Lizardmen
Um,
versus.
I'm
I'm a
gonna give
lizard
that to
here.
the lizard.
Yep.
Like, he's gonna have a loner skink, so no big deal there. And he doesn't have an ogre to help bully around.
I mean, in the beginning as lizards, you always got a loner skink or two.
Yeah, but
That's quite normal.
the humans don't even have 4 blitzers, so and they have 2 catchers and 2 throwers, so He only has 3 block on the team versus lizards. So
Oh, and no ogre, right? That was the
yeah,
human team
no
without
ogre.
an ogre.
Hmm.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
So it's you don't even have something to like linchpin your team on. You know, something that can match or exceed the other team. I think the humans are going to be a really bad spot for the game. They
Yeah, I
have
mean,
they
just,
have the movement, but
of course.
like you
But
have
just bring the Croxigore in the right spot, and you can't get away from the Crocs.
yeah, because of prehensile tail and everything. Yeah, it could get
Exactly.
really bad for the humans.
Oh, this is going to be a hard game for the humans.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can remove the skinks,
Yeah,
then
I
it's
mean,
going to be an
if
interesting
you
game
remove all the
because,
skinks, you probably win.
yeah, exactly. Or at least play a draw, right?
Uh-huh.
Because usually the Zori won't pick up the ball.
I mean,
There is a small chance, but if it's raining, they won't pick up the ball. If it's not raining, they usually won't pick up the ball as well.
yeah. But next we'll have Chino Pin Raiders versus the dedicated players. I'm going to give it to the Undead on this one.
Yes.
He seems to be playing pretty decently. He has a strength 4 white, a leveled ghoul, and 2 mummies. Undead are really good at the bash game.
And he has a strength for white. He
Yeah,
wins.
I'm pretty confident with saying that the Undead are going to win that game. And then there's I'm Aware of Touchdowns versus the Silver Bay Ospreys. Uh, Funny story. His Necro team is probably better suited to play against Elves than any other team because of the way he built it. I don't think he's going to win, though.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think Cool Dudes might have left or dropped out, actually. Because I just noticed there's no expel button underneath his team.
Oh, wait. There isn't?
No, I think he might have already left.
Oh, oh, you're right. You're
So
right.
it's
There's
probably
no
an admin.
expel button.
There's
Yeah,
probably an admin thing
I think
going
so
on
too.
now.
I just checked in my client, and yeah, there's no expel button.
Yeah, so he might have dropped out, which is sad, but we can get a replacement from college reserves probably. Um, Even more reason why the Lizards will win. But yeah,
Yep.
I still think the Silver Bay Ospreys are gonna win against the Necromantic. Is just the Necromantic team is not good. He has nothing to bully the High Elves with. He has just as much block as them, and you know
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
not as fast.
The thing is, with high elves, he got the same armor value, and the necros still don't have any removal skills beside claw, and claw won't help against high elves. So
I mean,
the
it
high
helps a
elves,
little bit, but not much.
yeah. So the high elves, yeah, even in my unknown opinion, are in a better spot here. So
Yeah,
yeah, they're
I
just a
agree.
better team at the moment. At the moment,
Yeah, it'd be a different story if he had his flash columns, but he doesn't.
yeah.
So yeah, a little rough. But yeah, that covers A and B. Let's go ahead and go
Bye,
to
guys.
D. Uh, let's take a look. Our first match of week 2 was the Dreamboat Brigade versus the Lizard Jacks. Bretonians versus Lizards. Lizards winning 2-0. Oof. Okay, let's take a
Uh,
look at these statistics. 48 blocks sustained, 3 KOs, 4 casts, 42
what the
blocks
hell?
sustained, and just 3 AV breaks. AV9 was crazy this game, it looks like.
What the hell?
Man, that looks like the recipe of a dicing.
What? Yeah.
That's
What
a
the
good
hell?
amount of SPP,
Oh
too.
God! What the hell happened there?
Whew!
I'm going to watch that
Yikes.
game.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
yeah. Let's take a look at Dreamboat Brigade. Um, he's missing
Oh
his blocker
guys,
still. That was from week 1. He lost a blocker, but he did get a blocker level, so that's nice. Um, just to mix next game on that blitzer, so that's fine. But yeah, he has 3 blitzers ready to get leveled, so he's actually in a pretty good spot, even though he got kind of smacked around.
Oh yeah. So
But
what
yeah,
what do you start a blocker with? With guard?
guard,
Okay.
sadly, because of
Yeah.
wrestle. But
Yeah.
I mean, you could go mighty blow, but I think that's a waste. Just
Yeah, I
go
think so
guard on
too.
all your blockers, and then I
Hope for
like
a
to
double on
go.
your blitzer.
I like to go guard, stand firm.
So before we go into the other team, right? We need something like drums
Right?
because I already peaked. And oh boy, we're into something here.
It's the Lizard Jacks. All right,
Oh boy,
let's take a
oh
look.
boy,
Oh boy, a
oh
strength up
boy,
Saurus.
and a Blocksaurus
Yeah,
already.
both
Wow.
of his MVPs went onto that Saurus.
Yes.
That's this is
Oh boy.
really good for him, and he has another Saurus that's MVP ready too.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
this is excellent. This
The
is
Crocs is MVP ready as well.
this is an excellent start for his. And he already has his 3rd reroll and an Apo.
Yeah, that guy's done.
He just saves his money in case something dies at this point. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I would go for a bench now and that's it.
No,
Get
you
2
don't really
other
need a
skins.
bench.
No? I
Mm-mm.
would do that, but I have no
I would
idea.
wait personally because it
Okay.
doesn't really matter. Like you get a loner skink, big whoop. Uh, but because you can't get more Saurus or Crocs and skinks are not super helpful.
Yeah,
Like
but I
maybe
like to
one
have
more,
1 or 2 in spare for the game, you know?
but I'd rather get to 150k and then or go over 150k and then buy another skink in case Saurus die. Then
Oh yeah, sorry. I would always do it like this. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry that wasn't clear. Yeah, I
like
I would always do it like this.
yeah. So at this point, what you do is basically just saving money mode. Once you go over 150k and your money starts affecting your team value, you buy another skink. So you have 1 bench. And then once your money goes over 150k again, you upgrade your stadium to level
Yes.
2. And then once again your money gets over 150k, then you buy an enhancement.
You can go for the beer stand.
Probably not. I go for the security gate because I hate pitch invasion.
Of course, that's the only correct thing to do. I'm completely with you. But the beer stand is cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
throw
the
a
best.
rock is
I
pretty
think.
rough too. But
Yeah,
if
exactly.
there
You
was an
don't.
enhancement that got rid of blitz, I would take that.
I would go for that. Yes. Yeah, I would definitely go for
If it
that.
like canceled perfect defense and blitz, I would just be like, that's the
Yes.
stand for me.
Yes. Please give it to me, please. But of course, get rid of these freaking rocks because we
Yeah.
all know that situation. It's turn 1, the game is about to start, and there's this one mad guy who's going to throw a rock, and there's one of your players dying,
Yeah.
and your opponent's like, yeah, he's dead.
The Glard effect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's an excellent Lizardman team after 2
Oh
games.
man,
Like he is in good shape. Next we
that's
have
my favorite.
Bridgman versus We the Dead. Looks like Brett's versus Undead. Um, he got 15 armor breaks. 35 blocks sustained, suffered a death and a casualty, and the Brett suffered 3 casts and 6 KOs, and it was a 3-1 game. So Grave Beetle got 14 SPP, almost leveled twice. My God. And then 2
What's in this division?
SPP on 3 other people. Like this division is seeing a lot of rapid growth.
What's going on here? What is this?
Yeah. I wonder who died on his team. But yeah, let's take a look at the Bridgman.
Oh, there they are.
Pez
I
machine.
couldn't find them.
Yeah, he has a mixed next game blitzer. He has a missing blitzer that he decided to fire
And an
from the week
armor
before,
value.
and a minus AV lineman. This is rough.
Yes.
I would fire the minus AV lineman.
Yes.
You
Get
don't
rid
need
of
him.
that guy.
Save up your money. Get your fourth blitzer. It's okay. You'll have two loner peasants. It's rough, but peasants are surprisingly good for their price point. Like, very surprisingly good. Vind is
Yep.
much better than you think.
Yep.
But yeah, no real development, sadly. 4 out of 6 on one blitzer, 5 out of 6 blocker, and a 2 out of 6 blocker. Um, rough start for the season,
That's a really
but
rough
it's
start,
not.
yeah.
It's definitely not the end of this team. You're one game away from getting another blitzer and being basically at full strength. If you can
Yeah.
get a level on Scar and get him dodge, sure hands, or mighty blow, depending on what you love roll, it can be a really big turnaround for Brett's or stats.
I'd say after that rough start, you roll plus strength on that guy.
Yeah,
That would be a good idea.
or agility. An
Agility
agility
would be
or a
amazing. Yeah.
strength blitzer are like what you want. Movement
Exactly.
up is also fantastic on them. You can ignore armor.
What about a movement if you roll doubles for that movement?
I'd
I
take mighty blow.
personally, exactly, same here. I take mighty blow instead of movement. Thank you for that.
Because movement 7's good enough, and I am naturally a bash coach, and I like to kill. So
Exactly.
you know, the second double becomes piling on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's great,
No, wait.
and
They don't have to roll doubles for a pilot? Oh no, they have to use.
it's strength.
Never mind.
They don't have
Never
strength
mind.
access.
Yeah. It was jump up in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and jump up is not a
Yeah.
strength skill.
He's only has his ghoul leveled
Yeah.
for. He lost a white.
Yeah, which is sad.
Ouch. He can afford to buy a new white already, so that's not
Oh,
bad.
yeah. True story.
So he can already buy the new white. No big deal. You get your new white. You only have a single thing leveled so far, but a lot of things are in the uh, MVP ready position.
I'd say this is an unlucky start for the more hard hitting positionals
Yeah.
in terms of FPP gain.
You really need to work on smacking things with your mummies. Don't be afraid
Yeah.
of the 1 in 9.
Yeah.
Also, you're 89, so sometimes, it's okay to just take the bolt down, and be like, if that other person doesn't have block, and you have Mighty Blow and he doesn't, like, chances are you will get an AV break, and he won't. It's not
I did
guaranteed.
this yesterday with my Beast of Nurgle against the Wood Elf lineman. My Beast of Nurgle is dead. The lineman is
That's
still
just
fine.
sometimes how the cookie crumbles, okay?
Yeah.
This is Blood Bowl for you. It's like last time I played Chaos Dwarfs in CCL. My second game, I GFI'd, snaked on my Bull Centaur with the ball, and he tripped and died. And then the other Bull Centaur I had tried to do a dodge, tripped and died in one game, and I was just like,
Oh god.
like what? The floor is lava.
Yeah, that's Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
That's Blood Bowl.
But yeah, honestly though, the team isn't in bad shape. 2 games, you have a leveled ghoul, hopefully, and he can easily get a second level. Like,
Oh wait, you have to get rid of that one ghoul.
yeah,
Get rid of that one ghoul.
you don't have to actually. Movement 6 is
No.
okay.
No.
For me,
No,
it's okay. Like,
Okay.
so you have 3 ghouls, replace your white, keep that ghoul, and just build him as a, if he gets a double, give him guard. Like, he does't have to be a ball carrier or a sacker or anything of the sort. He can still be helpful to the team with movement 6.
Yeah, but that when he replaces his white, the team is in a good or okayish shape or a good shape. Let okayish shape after 2 games. Even if he gets rid of his ghoul,
I
the
mean,
team is in more or less the same shape, and you won't waste SPP on a guy with maybe only 6 movement because, in my opinion, undeads are very slow. You need those 4 guys with a movement 7, or at least 3. No, I need 3 guys with movement 7. I can't play with 4, but yeah, I
I would
need
be
those
fine
3
with it.
fast guys. You know?
I'd be fine with movement 6, mostly
Okay.
because he's not going to be a ball carrier or anything like
Yeah,
that. You're
that's
not going to
right.
actively try and get him SPP, but if he does level and gets like a double, he can get guard or something
But
like
even
that.
for a supporting action, like bringing him next to the ball carrier,
He
you know,
is
like
literally just fodder for the cause. Oh, I need this one person, I need to put
Okay,
something in the
gotcha.
way that's faster than movement 4 in front so I can make sure this ghoul can score. And so you give them the movement 6 ghoul. Oh, my enemy has a wizard, and I don't want him to bolt my good ghoul. You put the ball on Casket Splitter, and he's bolt bait at this point. Oh no! The bolt killed my movement 6 ghoul. Like, there are things that ghoul is still good for. And movements, minus movement isn't enough to fire him, in my opinion. If he receives anything else at this point, he's fired immediately. But it's not a big deal at this point.
Guys, listen to Jester because this is big brain games. I wouldn't have thought about that, but that was brilliant. And you got me with that. You got me.
Yeah.
Keep that guy.
But yeah, so next we're going for Warmer Places versus the Boomtown Rats. It was 1-1. Both sides got 10 armor breaks. Uh,
Wow.
ooh, 3 casts sustained on the Boomtown Rats. And with 57 blocks sustained. Um, only 8 SPP though, so it looks like he got fouled a lot.
I think so too, yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at
Or
Warmer
maybe
Places.
surf. I haven't I
Maybe a
wasn't
surf as well.
looking at the surf.
Um, yeah, he has a leveled Ulf.
Which is
Otherwise,
nice.
which is nice. He has block now, and a leveled runner who has sure hands. So that's pretty good. He has a pretty decent setup at this point. He's just saving his money for a Yeti at this point.
What? You
Um,
wouldn't replace the Berserker this time as well?
no.
Oh lord.
The
Okay.
I mean, he'll still do his
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, I mean, the longer I think about it, the more I think you're right. So just ignore it.
Like, movement isn't the end of the world. Like, if you have like a movement 3, like a mummy, and he loses movement and he goes to 2, you fire him
That's a
immediately
big deal.
because now it's a 4
He
plus
can't
for him
stand
to
up
stand
anymore.
up.
Exactly. He's a treatment.
If you get 2 minus moves on somebody, yeah, at that point, get rid of him. Like, he's as fast as a zombie at that point. But movement 5, like, it's going to be annoying sometimes, but not always.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, it's perfectly livable because what Norse do is just go aggressive and try and bash your brains out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So typically, because especially with jump up, like he gets knocked down, he still has 5 movement to move.
That's
Like
true.
it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I won't argue with you anymore because of movement. You're always right. But nine, you're really right.
I mean,
You
like
convinced me, and that's
for
true.
example,
Because
if he had
yeah,
a
it's north.
runner
Yeah,
though that was a rookie, and if like his current runner actually got a minus movement, I would fire him because he's the ball carrier. He has sure hands. He has to have his movement because that one movement is what makes him different and
True
able to
story.
separate himself from other slower things. So
Yeah.
it's super important for the runner to have that extra movement.
So
Because he
Giraffe,
is the one guy that you're like, I'm not going to base him all the time and try and kill
yeah.
things. Like, occasionally you will because he has Dauntless, but, it's Norse.
So Giraffe Shepherd, I had nearly the same start with my Norse team in college. Just one tip for you. After I received sure hands on my runner, I tried to do way too many. No, I did way too many touchdowns on my runner instead of the Berserkers. Just remember to do some touchdowns on your Berserkers as well.
Yeah.
You need those SPP. I was lacking them, and it was a hell of a hard time for me because of that. Just remember to give the ball to your Berserkers now and then.
Yeah, if you get the opportunity to do like if you're in your opponent's side of the field and you have a safe opportunity to hand off to a berserker and give him a touchdown, you do it. The
Yeah,
SPP is infinitely more useful on those berserkers than it is on the runner.
exactly.
Simply because a runner only has general agility access, and you are a bash team first and foremost. And your berserker has general and strength and can take mighty blow, and then piling on, and then stand firm.
Yeah. So don't fall in the mood and say, "This is my dedicated ball carrier. He's doing all the ball work, and the
I mean,
Berserkers are
he
going to
is.
level it
Like, he
through."
is your dedicated ball carrier.
Yeah, of
He is the
course.
person who
But
picks up the ball and moves it
yeah,
safely to the touchdown zone and then hands it off to someone else to get a touchdown.
okay. So sorry, I said the wrong word. Your dedicated touchdown doer.
Yeah.
T-
Like,
t-
runners in general are SPP magnets on every single team. Like,
yes.
and so are catchers, for example, on elf teams. They have
Oh
movement
yeah.
8 or
Oh yeah.
9 for gutter runners, and they're very easy to get SPP on at level. But if you only do it on one type of positional, you're going to notice that your team doesn't win often because he's the only person who has levels.
Yeah.
It's very important to get those berserkers levels.
This is really important. Yes.
And
Do
next we
this. Try
have
it.
the Boomtown Rats, who
Sounds like
have,
some Skaven.
yeah, they're Skaven, a mixed next game lineman, a leveled lineman. I guess you would give him kick. That's what I would do. First two MVPs go to the same lineman. That's always sad. He still only has two gutter runners and one storm vermin. Um,
What would you go for on the lineman if you rolled doubles?
guard.
Yeah, I'd do the same. Okay.
Um, buy your third storm or your second storm vermin. They are so important to your team.
Oh yeah, he's missing a storm vermin.
Hmm.
You need the other one.
This guy did a rat ogre, storm vermin, two gutter runner, thrower start, and I'm not sure why.
Do you start with 3 rerolls then
He
already? I
started with
think
three
so, right?
rerolls and an Apo.
Oh, and an apple. Okay.
Yeah. You really need gutter runners and your storm vermin. Your storm vermin are more important than your gutter runners at early TV, in my opinion. I would get that storm vermin right now, and then just buy your gutter runners, man. Like, your team is one bad game away from having no gutter runners, and then your team is awful.
Yes. Sad but right. Sad but true.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
Good luck.
I mean, a friend of mine is playing Skaven most of the time without storm vermins because he's like, gutter runners are the one and only guys I need.
I mean,
He wins his games, but yeah, not all of them.
mm-hmm. So, next we have the Evil of the Thriller versus the Viter Gangers. Uh, Necro versus Undead. 0-1.
A lot of bashment.
The Undead seem to have won. Uh, 3 cast sustained on Necro, 4 cast sustained on the Viter Gangers, and 1 death. So, yeah. Looks like some fouling occurred. Don't see any serves. Yeah, so not bad in development wise.
By the way, Wiedergänger is a German word.
I have no clue what it means.
um, it's an old word for. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Wait, this is different. For uh, difficult.
Aren't you German, Moped?
Yes, I am, and I
You live in Germany.
a Wiedergänger, yeah, it's something from not from history, from like something like the Bible, imagined
Oh,
history, um,
okay. So it's an
it's
obscure word.
thank you, it's something obscure. Those are undead people, and yeah, he jumps out of his what is that thing called when you get buried? What where you get buried in?
Coffin?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So these are just undeads,
Okay.
but in a very old German word, and I like that.
Alright, so let's take a look at the evil of the thriller. He has a werewolf about the level, which is nice. He has a dirty player, zombie, and that's probably where those casts came from. Um, you can keep that 5/6 zombie with 3 movement. I would probably fire him.
I have one of those. He's my dirty player. I love him.
I mean,
He
if
has
he
only
if,
3 movement. He has dirty player. He's a good
if he
guy.
already has 30 player, you keep him, but 3 movement is so restrictive, and you have 12
Yeah,
people. I would just fire that movement 3
yeah. With
zombie.
no level yet. Yes, do
Because
it
you
now.
you don't really need a huge roster early because mostly everybody else won't have it as well. You can survive without a movement 3 zombie. Simple as that.
And you
And
get your zombies from deaths from the other team, so you
yep,
just kill people.
yeah, you still have a decent chance of getting more in the future. He got his third re-roll, which is nice after his second game, so he's rolled
Oh
really
wow,
well on winnings.
wow,
Like wow, two
wow.
games,
That's
third re-roll. I'm
a
jealous.
6 and a 5, right?
It took me 6 games to get a third re-roll on Necro. I had a golem
Quite a
die, but
difference.
uh, yeah, that's pretty excellent. It's a good start. You don't have any SVP on your whites, but that's okay. That will come faster than other things. Uh, try and get each of your wolves a level. If you can get Smooth Criminal a level and at least a touchdown on Morphine, you'll be in much better shape. But yeah, prioritize SPP generation on your werewolves and whites and your flesh golems.
To
So,
be fair, I would even consider a vanity pass with a werewolf.
oh yeah,
I
I
would
mean that's not
consider
a
it in
bad
the
idea.
beginning of a game.
It's not a bad
Why? I
idea at
mean,
all.
if there's a if you start the game with receiving and there's a deep kick, I mean, there's maybe a chance for it. So
Hmm.
maybe consider it.
Yeah, only do if it's safe though.
Yeah, only do it when it's safe, and do it and only do a quick pass or something like that, not a
Yeah,
long bomb.
yeah. Make sure you're at least 2 squares away
Yes.
max. But yeah, not a bad looking werewolf necro team for 2 games.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of sad with no SPP gain on the whites, but if you don't get any cast, you don't get any cast.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You can't do anything about it.
and let's take a look at the Viter Gangers. Connor the Impaler, leveled.
Oh yeah.
He has his Mighty Blow white. You can grab a guard at this point, or you can grab Piling On, depending on how you feel. You have a block ghoul, so that's pretty cool. It looks like you added your levels already, so I'm guessing you might have rolled a double there, and you're trying to decide. Blodge is not a bad option if you decided, if you did roll a double on him.
I would go
Otherwise, you
for
can
a
also
jump up,
go
but
jump up because you already have him with
yeah,
Mighty Blow. Give him jump up.
exactly.
Next
That
level,
would
he
be
has
my
Piling On, and you have yourself a dedicated killer at that point.
yes. If you roll doubles,
Hmm.
Jump up.
Like,
That's the only right decision.
um, undead are definitely a lot more bashy than Necro are
Yeah,
at the
because you
start
lack the
of
movement.
TD. And let's say if you give him jump up, it won't make him that much faster in his SP gain. Uh,
But it's
but
going to
once
make him
he
faster on the
gets
pitch.
yeah, but once he gets piling on after that on his third level, he becomes quite
Oh lord.
terrifying.
Yes.
After that, I would probably grab tackle on him.
Oh
If
yes.
you do grab jump up on Connor the Impaler, I would suggest probably with Gindle the Butcher to go guard first if he levels, because you do want some guard just in case. Otherwise, you can just ignore that and go Mighty Blow as well. It's either Mighty Blow guard or guard Mighty Blow, depending on how you feel. If your mummies
You could,
level and don't get a double, they just grab guard anyway, so they're usually enough to help in your bash game.
and if you really need another guard player, in my opinion, if you roll doubles on a ghoul,
Oh yeah,
it's a nice skill. I
if you
like it
get
because that's a very fast player. If he has blotch as well, then it's amazingly good player for that job.
100% agree. So if either of your ghouls ever roll a double, give him guard, and he is a mobile guard piece. He already has
Yes.
dodge, so he just needs one more level to get blodge. And if he has guard already and gets another double, you can give him stand firm, um, or you can just give him sidestep on a normal level, and he can be pretty hard to kill at that point.
I'm already completely fine with sidestep. I already love sidestep.
Sidestep
I
is
mean,
great.
I completely agree. Stand firm most of the time is better because you just stand at your point.
Hmm.
But at least sidestep is a good compromise, right?
Yeah. Well, it also makes it to where you can make sure that your player is safe after a single block.
Yes.
But yeah, pretty good looking team. All your SVP is dedicated to two of your players, which isn't terrible at the start of things, but you do want to get that. You do want SVP on other things as fast as possible as well. But
Hit
yeah, I
more
hope you
with
rolled a
your
double on
mummies.
Connor the Impaler and you grab jump up.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And your mummies have to hit more.
Hmm.
More.
A lot of
Or
people
get
seem to
more
be
lucky,
afraid because
whatever.
they don't have block, and trust me, like you have like 5 strength, so against
It's
uh
only 2 assists for a 3-day against 3 strength
yeah,
players, so
exactly.
that's not hard. You can
It
do that.
not hard at all.
It's easy to do. You got a
Hmm.
lot of zombies in the back.
That's
It's easy to
literally
do.
what those zombies and even the ghouls are for.
Exactly. Give
Next
assist
we
for 3 die.
have the Skull Harvesters versus Pewscal's Pugilists. Looks
This
like
is Chaos versus
Chaos
what?
won 2-1. That's kind of
Oh,
surprising.
nice.
Um, looks like
What the
uh
hell?
the the rats only sustained 2 casts and 3 KOs.
Have you
Uh,
seen the ball possession on the first side?
yeah, 75%. That's
6% for the Skaven. What happened there? What was the ball pickup?
100% on him. He had a
What
100% pickup. So there was
what
a
happened there?
failure to protect the ball here.
Yes, seems like that. And yeah,
Um,
2 catches.
yeah,
Yeah, so wow.
I'm not like you didn't fail a single pickup, you didn't fail a single catch. I'm surprised that you suffered as much because you only got suffered 5 removals as well. So
Yes.
yeah, but this is the one team that last week where no one joined me that I said that had as Chaos one of the best chances to have like a really strong start.
Yo.
Where are they?
What was their SPP gain? That was a lot, right?
It was a pretty good amount. Ooh, he listened to me. Anger, the Beastman, took Mighty Blow as his first level, and he has a Chaos
What else
Warrior,
should you take? That's the only correct thing to do.
and the Chaos War he leveled the Chaos Warrior as well, and got it
Nice.
block. He doesn't have SPP on the rest of his Chaos Warriors, but he has 2 more Beastmen MVP like with MVPs, so just one SPP off. Like so
Vanity
he's in a
passing.
really good position here.
Yeah.
In all honesty, the other Chaos team we covered is in a slightly better condition for levels, fast levels. But
Oh, and
this team will probably win more because of the Mighty Blow, in
and
my
he got
opinion.
his Apo. He already got 60K in the bank.
Hmm.
He's fine on money as well. That's a good looking
After
team.
a
That's solid.
game, if you roll high, consider buying another Beastman for a little bit of
Yes.
you know, backup in case something bad happens. But
Hmm.
otherwise, yeah, now all you have to worry about is building like a dedicated ball carrier Beastman.
For me, there's another reason to go for a Beastman. I like fouling with chaos.
Oh yeah, like
In the
once you
early game,
have two or three, like I like to have my killer Beastman
yeah,
starts with Mighty Blow, grabs Claw,
yep,
then block. Um,
yep,
then I have a block sure hands Beastman.
yep,
I another block Beastman and a wrestle
yep.
Beastman, and then after that point, I grab a dirty player Beastman.
I usually have one or two dirty player Beastmen as well.
Yeah, they're
Two might be too much, but
they're
one,
not
always
great
one.
at fouling, but the great thing about Chaos is that they're actually kind of inexpensive. Um,
Yep,
like 60k isn't that much. Your Chaos Warriors typically won't die that often because of AV9. Like, and they only cost 100k, so typically replacing something doesn't take too long with Chaos,
that's the point.
and it's easy to build up everything.
And in the in the early stage of the season, you need to have the removals on the opponent usually to win your games. So fouling is quite a good idea.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an excellent team. I like whoever his mentor is. I'm glad he has that mighty blow, Beastman.
Yes,
Like that's my favorite approach to Chaos, and what makes them the most fun, in my opinion. Because if you're playing Chaos, you're playing for removals. Like you're playing
of course.
the bash I'm going to kill you game. And a lot of people don't like facing that team, but at the same time that it is fun to be playing it. Um, I just always hope for badly hurts, you know. But
Why?
I'm a little
Uh,
bit of a feel bad if you know you like mix next game kill and like stat bust every single one of the players.
does anyone in chat knows what he's talking about? Could anyone explain that to me, please?
Well, they're in college, man. Like think about it this way:
Oh yeah. Oh,
if
sorry. They are in college. Yeah, this is college. I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. Only badly hurts,
I'm
please.
if it's like the Nurgle in my Division 4 and majors was he was just like I'm going against Nurgle and I'm like oh, okay he has two claw palms like shouldn't be that bad and he's just like he's not gonna follow here it's just a death sentence to follow. Oh, he followed. Well, he's definitely not gonna pile on because I just get free fouls on him. Then he piled on. Okay, started my turn. I have a bribe, so I'm just like okay, stomp. Oh, he's removed. It's like dude, come on.
Yep.
But yeah,
Oh.
pretty good team. I love the Mighty Blow
Oh yeah. Mighty Blow
and
is such a lovely
Puskull's
skill and usually
Pugilus.
useless, but lovely skill.
Yeah. He has a no real development from last week, sadly. Two gutter runners ready for a touchdown to level. One at one Stormvermin MVP ready. Um, but yeah, not a lot of development. And see, this is the funny part about Skaven though. Like you decided not to go a Roger. You have a thrower. You have four gutter runners. Technically, your 1000 TV team is already ready to kick some actual ass just because of the gutter runners. Like your team doesn't have a lot of development yet. It's not a big deal. It'll development will come naturally to Skaven. eventually. The fact that nothing has died yet is your biggest point here.
So I just checked the stats on his thrower because I thought that guy has done a touchdown, right? No.
He has
Wow.
one catch
Wow.
inflicted
One cast, two MVPs.
and two
Wow.
MVPs and two touchdowns.
Amazing. That's strong.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's quite sad to see only two
Yeah.
touchdowns on the gutter runners. This is quite sad because I know there can be games where gutter runners just do 4 or 5 touchdowns in a game
Mm-hmm.
because of stupid stuff is happening.
It's like, oh look, it's just a 2+ to just run past your entire defense,
Yeah.
and then two GFIs to make it to where they can't actually touch me.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like this, exactly.
It happens. But yeah,
But nice team.
honestly, the,
I
the
like
team that
that team.
hasn't gotten a lot of development, but nothing's died yet, and that's the most important part of Skaven.
Exactly.
Like, the only thing that you really care about development a ton for is your Stormvermin. Like, your Gutter Runners have dodge. It's nice to have them have levels, but it's not necessary until you get into higher TVs for them to have a lot of development. Like, Gutter Runners are just naturally amazing with their 9 movement and agility 4 and dodge. But yeah, let's go look at week 3. First game that we're going to tip is the Lizardjacks versus We the Dead. The Lizardjacks are the ones with the strength up Saurus and the block Saurus and the
Mm.
diving tackle Skink versus
Om nom 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 nom.
We the Dead, the undead team that needs to
This
buy
is
a new
going
white.
to be interesting.
I'm gonna give that to the Lizards.
Of course. Sorry. But yeah,
Um,
of course. Please don't press expel.
yeah. So your team looks great. Nothing like We the Dead looks great for
Yes,
what it is right
it
now,
does.
but the Lizards have a surprising amount of development.
That is just the best start with lizards you can have.
Like,
Sorry.
you can't even argue like with that type of start. You're just like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna take it. Like,
Yes.
he has two. He has a Saurus at strength 5 and a Croxagore at strength 5, so he effectively cancels out your mummies that are what usually give
Yeah.
you a strength bonus. And then he has four. I'm sorry, 5 more strength 4s, one with block. Like, it's gonna be a rough game for you. I mean, if the Lizards roll a lot of 1 and 9s and you don't, like, you'll probably do a lot better. But, movement 6 across the board for his agility 1s, and his skinks with movement 8, one with diving tackle. And that diving tackle skink can easily go on your ghoul, ball carrier ghoul, which makes a 5+ dodge necessary, which makes it, if the skink is set properly, very difficult for you to get out of certain situations. And
At
prehensile
least.
tail as well.
Yeah.
Like, it can be a rough game. Lizards are really rough until you get higher in TV.
I mean, maybe that coach name from the Lizards team, that rowdy Canadian, maybe that's someone with two
Yeah,
personalities. If he's going to be a Canadian in your game, maybe you're going to win that one. Maybe he's nice then.
yeah.
If he's going to be the rowdy, ouch.
Next game will be Boomtown Rats versus the Dreamboat Brigade. That is Skaven versus Bretts. I'm gonna give this to the Skaven, mostly because he's missing a blocker and a blitzer this game. And that can be
Yeah,
really rough for Bretts. He's going to be replacing it with 2 peasants, and Skaven are already known for being able to take advantage of teams just because of movement. So I'm going to give that to the Skaven.
Same here, and I mean, I'm very unexperienced with Bretts, but I think Bretts have always a hard time against Skaven,
Usually.
or at least not so easy time against Skaven. And yeah, with that
I mean,
uh,
the
injuries
Bretts
to the team,
at low TV always have a decent chance at winning. Bretts are really good at low TV. But the fact that you're
okay,
missing a wrestle and a blitzer, and you're going to be
yeah,
replacing two linemen,
that's really hard.
at this point for your team, like your shift of focus is not from lots of blocks. It's to remove as many rats as possible. You have two loner uh, peasants. Foul, 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 foul. Because
What he says.
like you are in much better position to remove them because they're all AV7 except Storm Vermin with a peasant, and peasants are as cheap as they come. You know, like it's a winning. If you remove one of his linemen for one of your loner peasants, like
It's a win.
it's a win. If you
It's
remove one of
already a
his
win.
gutters,
It's a
like
double win.
it's a great win. You know,
Yeah.
like
In
the
terms
Skaven
of
are
team
built
value,
weird
2-1.
because they only have two gutters and one storm vermin, but it's not the end of the world at all for you.
And just get away from the red ogre.
If you can get rid of that rat ogre though, because you do have dauntless, like you're going to be in
Then do it. Yeah.
much better shape.
Yeah. If there's the opportunity for you to get a hit on that guy and maybe a foul after that,
Yeah.
oh,
Like, look at it this
I
way.
would go
If
for
you
it.
are on defense and you get the chance to knock down that rat ogre and then gang foul him and you remove him from the pitch, he loses all his strength bonus and he only has one block at that point, which means that you actually do have a good chance of winning at that point. And if you keep successfully removing his rats, like, it doesn't matter if he scores once on you, you 2-1 grind him basically. You're going to let him score quickly and try and remove as much rats as you can, and then score back against him and
Yep.
try and remove as much rats as you can.
Yep.
It's basically your plan
Yep.
against them.
Go for the removals.
Foul relentlessly. It's okay as long as you have a peasant, you should be fouling.
Yep.
If you run out of peasants, you should probably stop fouling at that point.
I'd say it depends. If there's one last gutter runner remaining.
I might take a blocker to the gutter runner if
Exactly.
there's only one left. But, you know. That's just spite. I hate rats. Unless the crystal kind
here.
are very nice. I like the crystally kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, next one is Vider Gangers versus the Bridgeman. That is Undead.
Undead versus dang Bretts.
And this is the Brett's team that's in really bad positions.
Yes,
Two
this
blitzers.
is this is going to be a really hard game. I'm sorry, but I think the Wiedergängers are going to.
Yeah, no, this Undead. This is the team with a hopeful jump up white.
Yeah, with a hopeful jump up white, exactly, and therefore I think this is they are going to give the Bretts a really, really hard time.
I mean, the Bretts are already in a rough spot right now.
Exactly.
And he has a Blodge Ghoul. He has a 2-leveled white, even if it's just a normal, and he takes piling on, for example. Like that, this is a great undead start.
Oh yeah.
Like this is also the perfect time for mummies to get their levels because of the peasants, and because there's gonna be a lot of loner peasants, and those mummies are just going to eat them alive with a mighty blow.
Yep.
Like this is the time to get your mummies leveled. Zewski.
Hit those guys. Really, level your mummies in that game.
Something I also need to reiterate that I did last week, if you're listening to this, is that be sure to realize that college is meant for one, having fun, and two, learning to play the game. Don't worry about winning or losing too much. Like, try and get as much development as you can. try and learn as much as you can. It's okay if you lose in college because it's not that big of a deal. Like you can always try and go. It doesn't matter if you get to the playoffs in college. Once you get to minors and get the playoffs, you can go to challengers in the majors division from winning in minors. So at that point, it matters a lot more.
Yes. Just have fun in college. I mean,
Yeah,
even if your team is falling apart, you still can have fun.
yeah,
We
and you,
had guys with dead players in the first game. My opponent in the first game had two dead players, and he had still a lot of fun later on in the league. And he still says he learned a lot. So
yeah,
because of that, because he had to go with that busted team.
yeah. I said this last week. I'll say it again this week in case other people haven't watched from last week. I started REBBRL majors and skipped college last season
Wow.
with my Necro team, and I lost every single game except one where I drawed. So I was like
Oh god.
0-1-7.
Oh god.
0-1-8. Yeah, for my first
It,
season. I'm 4
wow.
wins, 1 draw, 0 losses this season so far. So I learned a lot in my first season, and I am currently tied for first in my division in majors. And so basically, it doesn't even matter. Like, if you quickly look at the leaderboard, like Pez is currently considered the worst team here. But you know what? In minors, this might be reversed, and Pez might be at the top. We don't know. It all depends on who learns the most. What Nuffle decides, and how much fun you're having. How much you learned. It
By the way,
This
what
does
are the
not
rules?
matter for college.
Can I take a break with my team after college and join with that team minus later on?
Yeah.
I don't think.
So way
Yeah.
that'll work is, if you're in college and let's say you finish your college season and you're not sure if you want to keep that team to go to minors, you can just sit back and say, I don't want to sign up for minors with my college team yet. And you just do a couple upstart seasons. Um, then after your 2 upstart seasons, you can decide, hey, I want to bring my 10 game upstart team into minors. That's allowed. Up to 10 games. You can replace your college team with an upstarts team. If you ever join majors, you're exempt
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
from college and minors.
So this is quite nice because I still have my Norse team from college,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to finish my second season of my. No, I'm going to play my second season of my of upstarts with my Chaos Dwarfs. That
Mm-hmm.
means after that I can decide which team I would like to take into minors. This is right,
Right.
correct?
Correct. Also,
Nice,
for college, we ban teams like halflings, goblins,
which
underworld, and
is really sad.
vampires. But in minors, you can still play those teams. If you decide to go, hey, I want to bring halflings into minors, you can go to upstarts, play 5 games, 1 or 2 seasons, and after that 1 or 2 seasons is over, you can take that halfling team and put it in the minors if you
You're
want.
doing it again. I really shall play halflings and minors, right? I'm going to play halflings and minors.
Yeah, just do an
No worries.
upstarts. Like because you don't want high TV on halflings, just do 1 upstart season as halflings, and then hopefully get some nice development on those trees and send them on over into minors and have fun.
Yeah, I already tried that, and guess what? I came out of that league with a lot of wins and only 2 SPP on my treeman.
Well, that's okay.
So I have to do this again.
It's okay. But yeah,
Oh, and I
for
will because I
majors,
haven't.
we have something called the Stunty Cup. The best Stunty team out of the entire majors gets an automatic invite into our Challengers Cup and goes into playoffs, basically. You don't have
Nice.
to actually win your division to go into playoffs as Stunty. You can basically, you're not fighting against your division, you're fighting against all the other Stunty teams and majors for a playoff spot. or a Challenger Cup spot, mind you.
That's oh.
You can
Okay,
still
guys, just
technically go to playoffs or Challenger Cups as a stunty team if you hit like first, second, or third in your division. But
huh.
that's usually not going to happen because you're a stunty team.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. But
Guys,
general, just good information to know as college players. Don't let
and guys,
losses and deaths and stuff drag you down. College is meant to have fun. Even if your team is
exactly.
a complete wreck at the end, you'll still learn a lot from having to play down so many players. So when you actually are playing a team that has players, you can make better decisions.
And even if you want to play another team right now, you guys are, as far as I know, allowed to play upstarts as well. And upstart signups are open till 11th.
For upstarts,
This
I believe
correct?
so.
I think so too. I think it's till the 11th. The sign-ups for upstarts are open. I would love to see you all there as well.
Yeah.
Or at least I do. I'm not sure. Are you playing upstarts,
No,
Jester? No.
I'm in
You're too
for.
good for that, right?
No, I'm just in 4 leagues already. I had to drop
Oh,
open
okay.
seasoning, sadly. I was in too many.
Oh. Oh, you seriously did?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm in
This is sad.
too much, too busy.
Man, this is sad. But you're going to play the one-day tournament, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh,
Um,
thank Lord.
but yeah, so our next team is Skull's Picolists versus Warmer Places. Skaven versus Norse. I'm gonna give it to the Norse. Because
Always
Skull's
to the
Picolists
Norse.
only has one level and it's on Imperial, which isn't bad, but it's AV7. Norse tend to smack things around a lot. So I'm gonna give it to the Norse.
And I'm pro Norse. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And next we have the Skull Harvesters. The Skull Harvesters versus the Evil of the Thriller. That is um, Chaos versus Necro.
Oh, that was the good Chaos team. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna
But
give it to the
oh, this is
Chaos.
fun. Yep, me too. Because Chaos is just the way better starting team.
No, they're not.
Even if there's some progression in the Chaos team, but the Necro team in the end is the better starting team in my eyes.
Necro is a better starting team than Chaos, but they haven't, after 2 games, gotten any levels.
That's true.
He only has a dirty player, and it looks to me like, just looking at win-loss ratios here, that the Chaos player might have a little bit more experience. Yeah, you do have a third reroll. Yes, Derek, you do. I was amazed at that you got one. But
Yeah,
the biggest issue here is I think you should fire your zombie, your movement 3 zombie.
yeah, get
And
rid
you
of
don't
that
have any
guy.
levels on your wolves yet, which is pretty important, and you have 0 SP on your white still. I'm amazed that you were able in 2 games to get 140k. Like, I was
Yeah,
flabbergasted. It took me 6 games to get my third roll on my Necro team. But yeah,
on
that'll
line of
be a
sight
fun
for
one.
okay.
Void, I love the fact that you grabbed Mighty Blow on your Beastman. Good job. No, he won't. But at the same time, do you really want your movement 3 to get a level? Is the question. Because I
I
wouldn't
would
want
get
him to
rid
get
of
more
this
SPP.
guy.
You already have a dirty player. So
Yeah,
at that point, like, what is it? Like, if he didn't have a dirty player, I would keep him and say, like, if he
yeah,
levels, he gets dirty
yeah,
player. It's not a big
yeah,
deal. But you already have
yeah.
one. So at this point, like, he gets dirty player next because what else are you gonna give him? Like,
And imagine that guy's going to level. You roll the dice, and you see 2 6s.
yeah. I mean, I'd
Hmm.
still give him the
Amazing.
strength, but I'd be sad because he's moving 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was the correct choice. Going for
yeah,
the mighty blow here. You need the. Ooh,
yeah.
sorry
Hopefully
for
he'll
that.
roll like strength or something.
Yeah, but
Would be
you
a
really need
proper
the early
anger
removals.
sin. But
Were
yeah,
you with us when we talked about your team the whole time? We were talking a lot about your team.
yeah. Um, you have pretty good progression on the team, basically. You have
Yes.
2 more Beastmen that are close to levels, a Block Chaos Warrior, a Mighty Blow Beastman. It's about as good of a start as you can get for Chaos. The only team that really beats you in development is the Saurus team, the Lizardman team that got Strength and Block on the Saurus.
The gods of your division. Just the gods of your division.
Scary, scary team. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go to AME.
Oh, you play them next week. Good luck with that.
Yeah. You two have fun. But yeah, you're in all honesty, as a Necro coach, your team looks fine. It's just it doesn't look like any of the MVPs or SPP has gone where you want it to yet. Um, you really need to focus on getting a level on your Wolf, for example, that's at 5 out of 6. Um, Necro are not a first season team in any stretch of the imagination. Um, just try and develop them as much as possible. And yeah, you definitely have a good chance of winning. I just think the Chaos are going to win because of the Mighty Blow, the singular Mighty Blow. If your Claw comes in big against the Chaos Warriors, you definitely will have an advantage there. But otherwise,
Yes.
like you don't have block, like except on your 2 whites. Your 2 whites need SPP. They need to get Mighty Blow or Guard or something. You're going to get out strength, and Flesh Golem's going to be very annoying for the opposition, but if he rolls well, they're just gonna be on the ground more often than not until they get something like block. But yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and take a look at the first game of AME. Nuffle's Nemesis versus the Spires. Humans versus Wood Elves. The Wood Elves
Wow.
won
Our
3-0.
first non-bash game. Well, wait. Sorry. Non-bash game. I just realized there's something saying 2 deaths on the human side. What
Yeah.
the hell?
He suffered
What
2
the hell?
casts and 2 deaths. Man,
Oh, Lord.
that
Oh.
this is a 5 SPP game for the Spires, which was on a thrower, so it's not 100% worthless, but it's definitely not where you wanted it. That is a
Yes.
lot of SPP for War
Wow.
Dancers.
This is
Um,
18.
yeah. Let's take a look at Nuffle's Nemesis, Sir Sparkles. 2 War Dancer levels, a Catcher level, and a Lineman level. Like,
This is scary. This is really, really
that's
scary.
terrifying. That's
Wow.
That's really good. And he has enough money for a third reroll. So you buy your third
Oh, yeah.
reroll at this point.
Oh, God.
And now you save for a tree. But yeah, you everything that I
Wow.
said that you needed to do last week, um, you did. You got your 2 word answers leveled, and you got the 1 lineman leveled. So you have kick. You're probably gonna take strip ball and tackle on your ward answers, and your catcher can take block. So you have a blodge catcher at that point, and you are in fantastic shape for this division. You'll have 3 rerolls and an Apo. You're in wonderful shape. Save for your tree,
Yes.
buy a tree, and then buy another catcher.
I want to see
Um,
those level ups.
yeah. If you don't, after you're buying the tree, if you don't want to get another catcher yet, buy thrower. Otherwise, the thrower isn't necessary, but it can be nice. I like to go third reroll tree, thrower, catcher, unless if the catcher has already gotten enough SPP to where getting starting development on another catcher is makes sense at that point. All depends, but yeah, fantastic shape. Ooh, a War Dancer
Wow.
rolled a 10. Is it a double
Yeah, go for it.
or is it just like a 6 and a 4? A plus movement War Dancer is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
But if it's a double, I would still take the Mighty Blow.
Yes. All day long.
If it's just a normal 10, then yeah, I would take
Then,
movement.
yeah, 6 and 4 go for the movement. Doubles
If you
mighty
get a
blow.
5 and a 5, you take that Mighty Blow. Because a Blodge Mighty Blow with 8 movement is
Oh,
fantastic.
that's so scary.
You
That's
have a
so
you
scary.
have a killer War Dancer 6 and 4. Yeah,
6 and 4.
that's what I figured. Um,
Movement, yeah.
movement. So
Movement.
basically, in a short-term league, you wouldn't take the movement most likely because you have enough movement 8, no big deal.
Yeah.
But a movement 9 War Dancer can literally just go across the entire field in 2 turns. Like, it's a fantastic player. It unlocks the ability to outrun almost every team. Yeah. Um, I would definitely take the movement. That sucks. But yeah,
That's the
excellent.
typical stuff,
This
right?
is a 2 game start. This is every Wood Elf coach's like wet dream. All 3 of your positionals have leveled, and you have 1 lineman level for kick. Like, you're in excellent shape. You have enough for a third reroll as well. Like, you are in an amazing position as Wood Elves at this point.
And really consider taking that kick, because I just tried Wood Elves on my own and it works really well. But I have gone for dodge 2 times on my lineman, which is quite nice as well. But the kick, I'm missing the kick.
Yeah. So this is
You need
tragic.
a kick.
The
Yeah, it looks
Spires
like a dead
lost a
blitzer.
blitzer
Yeah.
and a lineman.
No one cares about the lineman, but the blitzer, this is
Yeah,
really
the
hard.
blitzer, that's rough. You have enough to replace him, um, but not enough to replace him and to buy um, an Apo because it costs 90k. I would buy your blitzer. You'd be at 40k, and then hope that nobody
Same
else
here.
dies. Actually,
I
it totally
mean,
depends on your
there's
next
even a
matchup, but
there there could be a chance for a wandering Apo as inducement for your next game,
No, not
maybe.
really, because you'll be at 940, 990. So there's a
Oh,
chance.
990. Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a chance, but
sorry.
not high. You can't buy the Apo and just so the safe play, buy an Apo and then just play with 2 loners. Yeah, a couple teams have done that so far. I've noticed that had
I
enough money,
lost
but
it.
I've done it before too. Especially when I play teams like Dwarfs, I'm just like, yeah, next game. Not even thinking about, oh wait, I have enough money to buy an Apo.
Yeah.
Because after 4 games you haven't used an Apo in so long.
Sad thing though is usually when you forget to buy your Apo, that's what's going to happen to
Yeah.
dead players. It's always the
But
same.
yeah, excellent game for the Wood Elves there.
Oh yeah.
Next we have the Marsh City Slingers versus the Grim Grave Lords. Pro Elves versus Undead. Uh, Undead won 2-1.
Which is sad because the pro elves are my secret favorite.
Looks like he has a leveled catcher though.
Yes.
Tadpole got 10 SPP, and otherwise he just got 1 SPP as probably vanity passes or what have you. And a pretty decent spread of SPP for the Grim Grave Lords. He cast 4 of the elves, so off of 32 blocks. So that's a pretty good spread. Let's take a look at the
Yep.
Marsh City Slingers.
They are
Um,
still in a
he has
decent
both of his blitzers
shape.
still. He has both of his catchers still,
Yep.
and his throwers. So he hasn't lost any uh, important players.
Yep. Really looking forward to that level up. That
Harry
could be
Otter
something
is just
cool.
mixed next game. Cody Yak is minus AV. I would fire him.
Yeah, immediately get rid of Kodiak.
He's as squishy as a stunny now.
Yeah.
Just
As
need to
good
fire
as
him.
my halflings. That's not very good.
Yep. You really need some SPP on those blitzers.
Yeah, you
You're
need to
falling into
develop
the
the
catcher
blitzers.
trap here. Hopefully
Yeah,
he rolled
as
a double,
usual. Hopefully, yeah.
and you can
Maybe
grab
he
Mighty
did.
Blow on him. But yeah, try and get SPP on
May-
those blitzers. Once they have dodge and tackle, like they become incredible players.
yeah,
Just with dodge, they're really good. Blodge step
yeah.
is one of the more annoying
That's
aspects of
such
this
a
game.
strong combi. That's so good.
Yeah.
You really need to give them some touchdowns. You need to feed them touchdowns, buddy. You really have to go for that.
Yeah.
Don't feed all of them into your catches. That's a bad development long term.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the Grim Grave Lords.
Who
A
have a
minus
problem in terms
Agi
of
White. That's fine.
yeah,
Not a big deal. I'd keep him.
I'd keep him as well.
The agility doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Your first leveled zombie got block. I disagree. It should have been dirty player. Block. So zombies are going to die. Like they have
Yep.
regen, yes, but they are your actual fodder. They get you base them to things. When you're facing teams that outstrength you, like Kimmery or Chaos or Nurgle or something like that, you put zombies on purpose on top of them so they don't have a free chance to run around somewhere that you don't want them to move to. They are your fodder. They're red shirts. Like they get hit so often that unless if you already have enough dirty player zombies, you don't really take block as a first skill. Otherwise, you already have it. His next level should be Finned.
Yep.
Just gives him more survivability and the
Yeah.
ability to be very annoying.
And always consider a kicker. That's just my opinion, but I like to have kick on the undeads as well.
It's not necessary. I never do it personally, unless if like my next zombie that levels might grab it. But otherwise,
Yeah, I think it's a nice to have
like
thing
my fourth or
against
fifth
certain
zombie
teams.
level.
But yeah, you really don't need it. But there can be a use against certain teams now and then, but it won't be game dependent for
Yeah.
every game.
Exactly. But otherwise, you have decent development on your mummies, like one castaway on one mummy for
Yeah, 4
two
is really
casts,
good.
4 SPP and 2 SPP. You have 2 ghouls ready for a level. Try and get a level on Siegfried, your other white. Try and get him some SPP. Because you want him with Mighty Blow.
Yeah,
You want as much killing potential as you can on an undead team. But otherwise, not in bad shape.
walk
Missing the white for a game is rough, but it's not as big of a deal
manageable.
as you'll think.
Oh, I think I know why he took block.
Because you
He's
lost the
trying
white.
to compensate the lost white.
Yeah, and that's not necessary.
No.
You gotta think in the future sense, not just next game. Dirty
Yeah,
player, it makes infinitely more sense because let's say you knock down your next opponent's like super expensive positional. That dirty player means stomp stomp and could be the difference between a stun and a knockout or a knockout and a cast and permanent
yeah,
removal.
yeah.
Dirty players Dirty player for undead and necro is your actual kill skill, not
That's
mighty
true.
blow or piling on or claw. Dirty player is what kills things more often than not.
And always remember, guys, even if you get sent off the pitch, This is 60K getting sent off the pitch. If you foul an important piece, no one cares about the 60K piece.
Yeah.
You get rid of the important guys with those little guys.
The
We
cheap
need a beep
zombies.
here.
I don't mind about cursing on my stream. Uh, so next we'll have the Knee Crackers versus the Cuddly Crumpas. That is the Chorfs versus Orcs. Orcs won 2-0. A bit surprising. Um,
Really surprising, in my opinion. I
it's
thought
it's
this is
not
going
like
to be a 1-1 or a 0-0.
the yeah.
Oh,
42
wow.
blocks sustained, 4 casts, 1 death though.
Oh, wow.
Youch.
Oh, Lord.
That's a lot of development for an orc team. Yeah. Let's take a look and see what happened to the Knee Crackers. And yeah.
I'd like to say something to that coach. I'd like to say something to you in advance. My team had the exact same start in upstarts. And right now, I'm one of the best teams in upstarts because the development after that game was amazing. Games like that happen.
Yeah. He did lose a Bull Centaur though.
Yeah, that's the thing. As
Or
I
a
said, I had the
Hobgoblin.
same start.
But yeah, pretty rough here. So,
Yeah. Oh,
um,
wait. I think he
4
lost the
rerolls.
Hobgoblin because he has 4 rerolls.
Oh, you only had 1 Centaur? Okay. I'm
I think so.
okay. Is there a reason for the 4 rerolls? You should buy an apothecary before you buy your Bull Centaur.
Yes.
For one, the apothecary is what will save a Bull Centaur or one of your Chaos Dwarf blockers in case they die. Um, also, 4 rerolls is a bit much, especially considering the fruit of your team is your Chaos Dwarf blockers. And yeah, they have block, so they don't really. Dwarfs in general, Chaos Dwarfs and normal Dwarfs, don't need rerolls compared to other teams. It's like Norse as well. Norse don't really need rerolls. You could technically run for 2 with 2 rerolls on Chaos Dwarfs, Dwarfs, and Norths for 100 games. And like statistically wise, you'd probably need more than 2 rerolls if you're being careful. Like maybe 10 out of those 100 games. Like
Or
rerolling is
you're just
usually
unlucky
not
with
too
the ball.
necessary for
Yeah.
dwarfs in general. 4 is
It's
a
just the
little
ball
much.
handling stuff usually.
I wouldn't drop that 4-3 roll yet, but eventually you're going to want to drop the 4-3 roll and stay at 3. 4 is too much for most teams. 3 is the sweet spot for almost all teams except things like Kislev, um, ogres, and vampires.
Ogres is 0 rerolls. That's correct.
Well, eventually you get to 4, you know? After blood, sweat, and tears.
I mean, if you say you're going for the Bull Centaur touchdowns every game, then you need 3 rerolls. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're doing touchdowns with your Hobgoblins by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So I think
Well, I think his
later
first
that
game is he prioritized Bull Centaurs. And got 2 touchdowns. I don't remember statistics. Yeah, in
but
his
first
first 2
kickoff.
games, he
Oh,
did pretty decent.
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, this is
And
his first game was against Marsh City Slingers. I'm pretty sure he prioritized it on his. Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty nice looking team. Yeah, but even then, you got an SP, you got an MVP. Yeah. Getting 1 touchdown on Centaur is usually good enough. With an MVP, you're set. You have block on the Bull Centaur now. And his next level probably be break tackle, so he can get around easier. But other than that, the team is looking really good. I would get an apothecary before you get your second bull centaur, because
Yeah.
next week, like, let's say something horrible happens and you, like, snake GFI and animal dies from the snaked GFI. You don't have an Apo, so he's gone. Period.
As I said
But with an
before, my
Apo,
bulls died. That happens.
yeah. But if you have an Apo, you have a chance to be like, no, he's
Exactly.
like, it's just mixed next game, or something like
At
that.
least there's the chance. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, of course, we all know that the Apo is sometimes like, yeah, he's dead. He's dead,
Mm-hmm.
Jim. He's dead.
Dead into dead, Jim.
Yeah,
Nothing
but
we could have done.
usually he say but usually it saves you money, and not only it saves you money. I mean, just a miss next game on your bull could
Okay.
could be considered using an apple on. You need that guy
All right. Well,
on your
I'll
team.
quickly take a look at your team since you're facing in 5 minutes stalemate. Where is your team? The Player Munchers.
There they are.
They had Warm, Soft, and Juicy versus the Player Munchers. Rotters versus Lizard Folk. And you won 2-1, which is nice. 12 armor breaks is Saurus. That's really good. Ooh, you got 3 casts as well, with 52 blocks. Gordon Ramsay got 4 SPP.
I love him.
Stale, you're... I don't know if you've caught me saying this before. I love your theme.
You have the best team ever. This is so amazing.
It is an awesome theme. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Player Munchers.
Looking
Yeah,
really
so
nice.
it's looking
Looking
good.
really nice.
You
That's
have
solid.
a Croxagore about to level, 1 cast away. You have a Block Saurus. You have 1 Saurus
An
away, a
MVP
cast away,
Saurus.
an MVP away Saurus. And
Yeah.
you're in a pretty good shape. It's not the best,
Yeah.
but it's about as good as you can ask for here.
Yeah.
All your MVPs have gone to Saurus so far, and one of them has leveled from it. And then you have 1 and 2 that are very close to leveling. So you're in really good shape for your match. Yeah. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do. If you get the chance to give a ball to a Saurus to get him a touchdown, do it. Even, and I'm talking like 30 games in the future, when you have an opportunity to get a touchdown on a lizard, on a Saurus, rather than a skink, you take it. Like, because skinks, like, they don't need that much. But yeah, yeah, it's a really good looking Lizardman team. In all honesty, your Void, not Void, Vinyl, your Chorfs are looking pretty good too. Just make sure to have Apo. You have an Apo, right? Yes, you do. You have an Apo. Yeah, both teams look really good. I would probably give the game to the Lizardmen just because you don't have both of your Bull Centaurs, and it's going to be really hard for you to bully the Lizardmen around, and you're missing one of your blockers. Otherwise, you do still have a pretty good chance as Chaos Dwarfs to win against Lizards. You just have to focus on killing Skinks rather than
Yeah.
killing Saurs.
Just kill the skinks.
Mm-hmm.
How hard can it be, right?
I mean, your Chaos Dwarf blockers have tackle and block. Like, it is one of the worst matchups for Lizards, is Dwarfs and Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah.
But,
Still
just
not
Lizardmen
easy.
are just so hard to deal with at early TV.
Exactly. They have so much strength and they are so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're 100% right.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
lizards
Stalemate. That's it.
are very slippery, but
Yeah.
tackle helps a lot on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise we have Spider-Man versus Foul Weather. I just wanted, because you guys are about to leave for your own game, wanted to make sure I covered you guys before you left. The Wood Elves versus Nurgle was a
A
1-1
draw, nice.
draw.
Oh, and a
Um,
new player for the Nurgle team, by the looks of it.
yeah. 24 blocks sustained, 2 casts, 1 death. 2 casts sustained on
Wow.
the Nurgle side. Pretty
Wow, on
decent
both sides.
development on both sides, honestly.
Yeah. Nice SPP gain here.
Let's
Really good SPP.
let's go ahead and take a look at the Spider-Man.
Good luck to you guys. Have a good game and
Yep.
bash the hell out of each other.
Good luck, guys. Looks like he lost a lineman. That's okay. He has 2
Yeah.
linemen at 1 SPP away, so vanity passes, and you have 2
Yep.
leveled things. A War Dancer level, always nice. And he has 2 SPP on a catcher, so I'm guessing the catcher got a cast somewhere, or 2 vanity passes. Take
I
a look
was
at that
just
right now.
thinking about this, but
2
the
passes.
casualty on a catcher would be 2 passes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because of strength too. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
So you're not in great shape after 2 games. You kind of expect to have more than 1 level usually
Yeah.
on a Wood Elf team, but you are 1 game away from having 2 lineman levels, because it'll be very easy to get those 2 lineman levels in 1 game, because it's just a vanity pass. Just spend 2 turns in the background passing to each other between
Yeah.
the linemen, and all of a sudden you have 2 linemen that are leveled. It's
Try to
fantastic.
feed try to feed 2 touchdowns to your other Warden so that to give him a
Yeah.
level as soon as possible.
Like,
That
if you
would
win
be
2-0 in your next upcoming game, it's probably going to be either, a catcher level or a War Dancer level and 2 leveled linemen.
yeah.
And then you're all caught up on your expected development. So
That
you're
would
not
really
far
be a
behind
good
at all.
outcome. And you don't need to replace that lineman. I mean,
Not
loan a
everybody can be Sir
lineman on the.
Sparkles.
Don't waste that money to replace your lineman.
Yeah. No, don't
Loan a
worry about it.
lineman out from. They are fine.
Elves live in Loner Land. It's nothing new.
Exactly.
And let's take a look at Foul Weather. He has a leveled Nurgle Warrior, um,
Oh, nice.
a
Oh,
mixed
wow.
X Game Rodder, and a minus Strength Rodder. Fire that minus Strength Rodder.
Fire that guy instantly.
You don't
Get
need
rid
him.
of him. No. No, not even with a skill.
Yeah.
Get rid of that guy.
Otherwise, you're looking okay. You got a Nurgle Warrior level. That's pretty big. One of your Nurgle Warriors
Yes.
is MVP ready, and your Pestigore is going to probably level next game with a touchdown or a cast.
And
So
you also got enough money for another Pestigore if you like
I'd
to.
get it.
Other people like to go for a third reroll first. I'd go for a Pestigore right now.
I like to get my second Pestigore and then a third reroll, personally.
Yeah, same here.
Um,
Same here.
I would get your second Pestigore, so you have a little bit more maneuverability on the team, and yeah, and then you have plenty of rodder fodder to foul things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a bad start. It's not great, but it is a pretty decent start, especially with the 12 SPP Nurgle Warrior. He's MVP ready, so if like next game he gets another level, he has Mighty Blow or Guard, depending on what you decide.
And we see an elf in this team, Akor Galil. I guess that guy's not from that team
Yeah, no, that's
origin.
his free rodder that he got.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Hello, I was an elf before.
I guess let's take a look at Warm, Soft, and Juicy, which Stalemate beat.
Oh yeah.
Because I forgot to do that.
Maybe I'm clicking back one time too often.
Yeah, Midas Hand lost to the Lizards. Let's see.
Oh, that was the color team. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember these guys.
He has a tackle Pestigore. I'm not too surprised by that. This is purely and the idea of there are so many elf teams.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah,
And it's not a
like
bad idea.
I mean, like you have humans who have dodge. You have what
Yeah.
else? You have Elven Union. You have another human team. You have uh,
Skinks.
Skinks, and you have another wood elf team. Like
Yeah.
one, two, three, four, five, six teams that
I
tackle is
I
fantastic
think
against. Like,
I think I would have gone for tackle as well. That was a great idea in that division.
um, it's not a bad idea. It's not the greatest. I still would have gone block first, mostly because you're trading out, letting defender stubbles to
Hmm.
a down, but both down still messing you up. I would have still taken
That's
block
true.
and then taken tackle.
That's pretty clever. I will never ever say something here.
Um,
This
if I
is how you
if I
learn,
was in this
guys.
division, um, I would still probably not do that because I'm greedy. I'm a greedy man, and he would have still gone mighty blow, and then claw, and then block, and then tackle. You know, because I want
Yeah,
to
to
kill
be
things.
fair, I
Just roll
wouldn't have
bows.
thought. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about taking tackle because my brain works exactly the same like yours.
Yeah,
Going for mighty blow, punch people, kill people, get rid of them,
yeah.
win games by removing people.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
but the tackle is still not a bad answer because you park
no,
that Pesticor on top of a skink and he rolled a three, less than a three, he drops. He has to use a reroll now to get out. Like the tackle is still a good choice.
and you can see it somehow like what is that skill called? Get rid of the ball skill because of so many dodging players who are going to carry the ball.
Hmm.
You negate dodge, so this is more or less like strip ball.
Yeah,
Man,
you
it's a
don't need
small
strip
strip
ball.
ball in that division.
Yeah, but yeah, the Wood Elves are. I understand that tackle. It is
Yeah,
100% the response of I don't like how many elves are in my division.
exactly. I hate elves.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next games. We have the Spires versus Grim Gravelords. Um, the Spires is the team that lost their Blitzer, RIP, versus the Grim Gravelords, the Undead team, who is missing a white.
I still give
I'm
it
gonna
to
give it
the
to the
undead
Undead,
team.
mostly
Yeah,
because missing that Blitzer is rough, and you're
yeah,
going against a team that has Mighty Blow. On those
exactly.
two mummies, you have to get your Apo against this team because there's a good chance you're going to get cast, and if you do get cast and like you get a minus strength ogre or minus strength blitzer or like a minus agility catcher or something like that, like your team will start to death spiral at that point, and you have to have an Apo to try and help prevent that. Like you you can afford losing more players. You don't want to afford to lose more players because then you're after your third game you're going to be in rebuild mode already. Like
Yes, that's right.
that's why it's so important to get an Apo as fast as possible on a
Yeah,
team. Because if your Apo saved your Blitzer this game, you would be looking okay, and you would have a much better chance against this undead team. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to the undead.
yep.
Next is the Cuddly Crumpas versus Nuffle's Nemesis.
This is Orc
Orcs.
versus Wood Elves.
What
This is
else?
going to be interesting.
Let's take a look at the Orcs real quick. The Orcs have a tackle. He was smart as
Yeah,
well, and it was just like
yeah,
I don't like what's going on with old Dodge as well. This is a mentor decision, I guarantee it.
yeah. I'm pretty sure about that.
The mentor looked at his div and was like, "You need a tackle, like,
A
and
lot.
you you need at least one tackle. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Otherwise, you would have gone for Mighty Blow first, not for
Yeah,
Tackle. But in this division,
yeah.
yeah.
I like this is when I would even, as an orc team looking at this division, I would have been like, okay, tackle is what I have to take here. It
Yeah.
hurts your development, but you need tackle in a division like this. There's just so much agility and dodge. Um, yeah.
Yeah, Void. Of
And to
course,
Sir
be
Sparkles,
tactics.
I'm gonna give this to the elves, mostly just because of their they out develop them with kick
Yeah, yeah.
and how slow that thrower is. Um,
I mean, it's going to be interesting
it's a
to see
movement five
which skills
thrower
he's going
orc,
to pick,
and you can take kick and you can send that ball like in a back corner,
and that's it. Yeah,
and it's gonna take. And if you get a good kick and you pin him into the touchdown, it literally takes 3 turns for that orc thrower to pick up the ball and get back to the LOS.
yeah.
Like
Get kick on that lineman. Get kick
this
on
is
that guy.
why kick is so important on elves, is
Yeah,
because every team outstrengths you eventually. Every team outbatches you eventually, but you take kick. So either like if you're facing a slow team and they leave one of their sides open, you can do a shallow kick and hope for a blitz, or to force a small fight where you can recover the ball and do a quick score, or you pin it deep and make them take 2-3 turns to bring it back to the LOS. And if he doesn't properly protect that, you can send elves in the back, hit, knock down the orc thrower, and then do a quick score anyway. There's a
yeah.
lot of advantages with kick. And with kick and what's probably going to be a movement up war dancer and a tackle war dancer or strip ball war dancer, whichever you decide. Both are correct. Tackle would be the correct choice for your next match. Um, I don't even think he has dodge.
I
No,
just
he
wanted to
doesn't.
say why tackle strip ball
Um,
would be the
sure
correct
hands.
choice.
He has sure hands, so strip ball would
Oh,
be
oh,
worthless. Um, I
you're
would
right.
actually
Yeah, sure.
probably
And
do strip ball. Actually, he doesn't have any dodge,
yeah,
and yeah, if he does, if you do get a removal on that thrower, or he decides to hold that ball on someone other than his thrower, strip ball will remove that ball from him with a push, and you'll be in pretty good. You'd be in a pretty good situation. So yeah, I'm guessing a
and you
move
need
up and a strip ball, and
yeah, and you need that
block
strip
for
ball
the
anyways.
catcher. Like you're in a really good spot here.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Sir
technically, you could
Sparkles, give me the
say no
lady.
to the third reroll here and just save for your tree. All depends on how you're feeling about your dice. Um, low reroll, what else are very possible to use.
Are you going for a tree, Sir Sparkles, or are you doing something
Or are you going to
different?
take the third reroll?
Or are you even playing a no tree Wood Elf team?
Next we have Foul Weather versus the Marsh City Slingers. I think we already covered that. No, we didn't.
That
It's
was
Nurgle versus
Nurgle?
Elven Union.
Yes.
Hmm.
I give it to my favorites because you guys no but no wait. Let's see it realistically. That
I'm
what
gonna
is
give
that
it
aura
to
called?
um the Pro Elves.
I hope for the pro elves, but I got a bad feeling.
Yeah. So the Pro Elves have a distinct advantage against Nurgle. Um, so if he doesn't properly spread his stink around, um,
Yeah,
Nerves of Steel
he
takes advantage of it.
he really has.
So
Yeah,
Sparkles, the biggest thing is for you, like in your first 2 games, did you feel like you needed more rerolls? If your answer is no, you can save for a tree. A lot of people will run 2 rerolls on an elf team and feel completely comfortable on it. It's not a big deal for a lot of elf teams. Mostly because agility 4, don't roll once, is basically the rule of elves. You already have 3 blodge, so and a kick. So as long as you prioritize what you're doing properly and don't rely on leap, you should be okay.
Yeah.
And you can save for a tree.
As
Otherwise,
long as you say you feel okay with 2 rerolls, just make that
you
sure
have
for
an APO.
yourself.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. And that's what Jester just said. With if you feel that this is enough, I go with exactly this for all my teams. I go with my feeling. Do I need another one? If yes, then I go for another one. If the answer is no, then why should I take the third one, even if
Yeah.
a
I mean, if
guide
most
says
halves
so, if I
you've
don't need it?
only used one reroll, then yeah, say for your if you feel like a third reroll hasn't been necessary for you so far, I would get a tree first, and
Yeah.
then your third reroll, because there's always situations where you need three rerolls, like if you start rolling a lot of double skulls. But yeah, two rerolls is fine.
If you say, yeah, my last game I won that 3-0, but with the third reroll I would have gone 4-0. Yeah, it's not worth it. You're good enough then.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Elven Union. Nurgle can still win, of course. Nurgle always can, but Nurgle is considered the worst TV 1000 team for a reason.
Yeah. I really hope for the Pro Elves.
Yeah. Player Munchers versus Knee Crackers. We already covered that. And Warm, Soft, and Juicy versus Spider-Man. I'm gonna give that to the Wood Elves
Yep.
again.
Yeah.
Movement 8 versus
Yep.
you know one movement 6, and the rest 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's
as
it.
long as he keeps his important players off of the Beast of Nurgle, you win.
Yeah. And don't try to pass while standing in
Yeah.
that zone.
That tackle will be helpful,
Oh yeah, it will.
but
It will.
one tackle is not enough.
And on the other
Sadly.
hand, a Pestigore is also only an armor 8 piece.
Yeah.
You can remove a Pestigore. If he's too offensive with a Pestigore and is like, yeah, I'm going to blitz you and is out there in the open,
Yeah.
there's a big chance
Those
that
war
the
dancers
Pestigore is done.
will take that Pestigore on.
Yeah,
Happily.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it to Spider-Man.
And
This
I
is
think that
probably, if there was a division I didn't want to play in, it would probably be this one. In all honesty.
yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't want to be in this division.
Because so as a bash player, you don't love going against elves in your first season because
Yeah.
like Chaos
You
and Nurgle, they naturally don't take tackle until late in their
exactly.
development. So if you want to be successful and win games, you have to take tackle early, which really hurts Nurgle and Chaos and Lizards,
Yeah.
honestly. Like and Undead. Like every single one of these bash teams that are in here are just like, I want to take Mighty Blow, but I can't because half
Yeah.
the div is dodge. Like, because
And I
tackle's
mean,
important against humans too, because the ball carrier, like the catchers have dodge as well. It's all one level and they have blodge. It's pretty annoying.
yeah,
And
yeah,
exactly,
Sterek,
Sterig. Just roll POWs.
just roll powers, but yeah, that's the.
That's
I think
my
that's another hard
philosophy on it.
part.
That's my
Yeah,
philosophy
but
on it. But it's not the correct philosophy, Sterig, but it is my philosophy.
now it is the correct philosophy. The other people are just plain wrong. Period.
So they won their game. Woo!
But I think that's another thing in this team as a bash coach. You, that it's really hard to gain SPP through injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I mean, in the first glance, you see all those Armor 7 teams, and you're like, yeah, I can kill all of these guys. Yeah, but you usually get only 1 or 2 POWs per turn.
Yeah.
And if you're unlucky, you don't even have a cast in your game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the pre-cap. I do not have any further games scheduled as of yet. I might be on later today or tomorrow for a WCW match with my Dark Elves, which have not been doing well lately. Um, it's a nice looking team for like 5, 6 games. 6 games. But yeah, I got stomped.
Oh, but a really nice looking team, yeah.
Oh, is he? I didn't know Wunderbaugh was mentoring Necro. Oh. I mean, I have some. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Sterig, Wunderbaugh is the person I do recaps with for majors. I didn't know he was your mentor, so I get to talk more shit. That'll be fun. We're also in the same clan, in REBBRL clan, so yeah. Good to
Oh
know.
man.
Sterig, you're in A and B, aren't you? No, you're not. You're in AMD. D. Robbins. Yeah. Yeah, AMD. So I'm
We
sad that you're
weren't
not in
talking.
AMB because otherwise my Minty could face you, and that would be fun because me and Voon would definitely test that game and start shit talking each other, and that would have been a lot of fun. But yeah. Um,
And I mean,
your
obviously,
team is
your
looking good.
mentor is just, and your mentor is just wrong if he tells you you shall keep that zombie. That's it.
I would fire that zombie as a necro main myself, but I
See,
understand the LOS duty. Like it's not
yeah,
a wrong answer. It's just not the best answer in my opinion.
yep.
But yeah, your team does look good. You just need that white as development. Actually, the way I look at it is that if he gets another MVP, he's 10 out of 6. If he rolls a normal, you have 2 dirty player zombies at that point, and it's a waste of SPP. You don't want more SPP on him. I mean, if
Yep.
he rolls a double, I'm wrong at that point. But we're talking about chance at that point. Like,
You know what? You know what the sad part is, Jester. You know the sad part.
because
I
I'm
know
shit
what.
talking.
No, that no. We both know what we're going to recap next week.
Yeah.
Next
Oh,
week we're
the
going to
zombie
see
got a cast and he has guard now, and I'm just gonna be looking at it like,
exactly. That's what we're going to see next week. The guard zombie.
yeah. My first 3 games I had zombie MVPs. It really sucks, dude. It really does. But
Yeah,
yeah.
slows down development so much. That
So
hurts.
in majors, there's this thing called the flesh golem tax. In order to get a double on your werewolf, flesh golem must die.
Yep,
So
unwritten
that
law.
is the curse.
Unwritten law. That's a fact.
Yeah. I can actually show you my necro team. Yeah, it's college. It might work different.
I
This is
don't
my
think so.
necro team. It's not bad.
You
I
are
had
a
another.
disgusting person.
I had another dirty player zombie, and that's why I took a block on James Dean. But he died. So Elvis
As
Presley
did
is a
Elvis,
zombie. Don't let
obviously.
anybody tell you otherwise. He brings shame to all flesh golems.
What happened? Tell us the story.
Okay, so he has played 18 matches. His first cast was in match
What
1.
the fuck?
His
What the
first cast
fuck?
was in match 1. He has almost 100 blocks succeeded and 1 cast. So
What the fuck is
17
this?
games with 0 SPP. I'm tired of him.
What the hell? You shouldn't have named him 2.0.
Well,
I
he
guess
died.
that's the problem.
He
Yeah,
died.
but
It's the
what the
second Elvis
hell?
Presley. And my Brad Pitt the third, because he's died twice.
What the fuck? 18 games, 2 SPP
Yeah,
as a flesh golem.
pretty awful.
That's just plain wrong.
I think George Clooney. Yeah,
But I love your
21
werewolf.
matches, 39 blocks, he's killed people, you know,
Yeah.
inflicted people, 4 MVPs. He's a little dirty, dirty MVP hog. I think he's gotten a few MVPs as well. 1 MVP. Um,
One MVP,
this is
six
my
cast, nice.
killer. 20 matches, um, 9 casts, 2 kills.
Nice guy.
Pretty good.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
That's 0.5 cast per game.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, it's a pretty good team.
Yeah, I love the wolf,
I
the
just got
Clark.
this level on Clark Gable. So I drew my
Okay.
game, but he got like 4 casts, 3 casts, and a touchdown
Wow.
in the last game. He's doing really good.
Wow, 14 casualties, 6 touchdowns in 21 matches. That's really good.
And then there's Sean Connery, who has 1 cast.
Okay.
3 MVPs, but 7
Wow.
touchdowns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My other Flesh Golem has 2 MVPs and 4 casts.
Hmm.
But yeah, Elvis Presley needs to shape up. That's all I can say.
That's that's really sad. That's really sad, mate. That's really sad.
I think Ricardo De La Puga is also a original. 19 matches, 1 MVP. Has done 8 blocks.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I was complaining about my ogre who's 3 matches into his league and sitting on 0 SPP.
Yeah.
I will never ever complain no more.
I mean, there's other people like my opponent here. I think he's pretty old too. 27 matches with 5 SPP.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Rough. Some people,
On
like
a
some players
blitzer.
are cursed, is what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I think his troll is pretty old too. 8. But he has an MVP, and that's all his SPP comes from. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the stream, guys. So if you have any questions,
Feel free to ask.
yeah, be sure to PM me or Moped Hoop. So yeah, that's it. You have a good one, guys.
Thank you so much for staying with us.